Previously, in the Age of Ashes. Omakawe alole emayini yetu. Efuna ubo takataka nodwazi.
Alright, I'm gone. All actions.
And,
just straight to the wood line. They have an alchemist.
Ah, an alchemist. Excellent. And they have notes.
A dangerous and capable one. A kobold. The gold that they're gathering is not for their own use, and it's also not for offering up to Dahak. They attempt to revive the dead.
What?
Ritual?
Revive the dead?
Well, they said bring life to an old fossil. I can only assume it's necromancy. There's someone by the name of Narset who can do this ritual. And they seem to be serving... The kobold said she was serving someone named Zurich, or Zurich.
Base balasela. Kefa batola unkunga fezulu. Kakulu kwaloko ababeku kabanga.
No
Like
plan survives contact.
Like a trapdoor beast. A second and third erupt out. You see a boggard. He's kind of slowly stroll up around the side. Just kind of peeking. Hitting him right solidly in the chest with Buford's first effort here. It sticks into him and he just falls over face first in the mud.
Nice.
Vaguely humanoid. Descends from the canopy above
Yep, we should have gone the other way.
onto the party.
Huh.
That's
That
the
thing.
thing that swooped down, took a kobold, and kept flying.
And my spiked shield comes out. And I just blast.
I don't know how this works!
Aim that direction, and that's as good as we're gonna go.
Ooh,
Very good,
nice.
actually. Okay, so that's...
And so, I was gonna say the fate of our random boggard friend was left unknown, but kind of unfortunately for him, he knows exactly what happened. It was a very... I just gotta adjust this. It's so hard to figure out what the volume of that's supposed to be. It was a very brief 2-3 shots between two of you, and then he, got fed to some spiders.
One
So-
spider.
One spider.
Yes.
The some spiders no longer exist. One spider, however, was for his own good, whether he knows it or not allowed to come out of his hole and
Nope.
have a good time.
Yep.
So
But he got a boggart in consolation
he
prize.
did get a consolation buggard. So I mean,
And Link 1429 has named him Fred, which I think is a fine name for that
Fred is a
spider.
fabulous name.
Fred is our new body disposal system here.
That's
while we're
it.
at the train to Cinderclaw.
We will soon have lots of them.
His name is Freddy
Taketh these.
Freddy
First
Nunlegs. I would keep 2.
Take the monies.
Nice catch.
These are all for me.
That was
You
actually
guys
a
have fun
solid save.
living.
There. You did a good job. And as we had left off last week, you guys had made your way into this mining area here, this operation that the Cinderclaws have set up in the middle of the Wongi Expanse to mine their gold out of an enormous pit. You would come here, and you had found, well, it's unfortunate, really, because a lot of effort was put into scouting this, and it was a pretty good job, all things considered, not getting murdered/captured as this. And you came away with some solid intelligence and some solid knowledge and insights. However, you have been attacked exclusively by things you were completely unprepared for so far. So
This is just the secondary scouting. It's
yeah,
fine.
this is scouting episode 2. This time for sure.
Is it scouting if we just kill everything or deal with everything that we find?
mean,
though?
It's just
We
really
found
effective
it first.
scouting.
Yeah, we found it
now we're
first.
scooting. We're just getting someplace.
I think right now we're limping.
Dragging me by my collar.
After dealing with a trio of fairly large mud spiders that had made their home in the refuse pile of just
Poop.
leftover dirt that had been excavated from this mining pit, and then being set upon by a massive vulture demon lurking in the trees nearby, the group of you have been left, well, injured. I don't believe we're doing spectacular here at this moment. We left off exactly on the tail end of that demon encounter, and how is everybody looking?
I mean, I'm down 8 real health.
Almost dead.
I could be worse. Yeah, it could be better too.
I've got some channels of lightning exploded vines that have burst
Oh,
out
right.
of my flesh. So
I forgot about that.
I'm probably looking a lot worse than I
And,
actually am.
You and Esvis would both still have a almost strange greenish thick fur of some sort of these vines. What's left that's still embedded in you, small enough to not really do any kind of meaningful harm or hurt you any further, but pretty clearly visibly writhing out of your skin, well, near full body.
Do you want me to remove them all for you at once?
Well, I did an AoE heal. I thought.
No, you just hit
we had-
yourself
we,
because
yourself.
you
Okay,
were
You healed,
just
you healed
desperate.
yourself because you were
Yeah.
that was a little touch and go for Rue there. That got a wee bit spooky, I think.
A little bit.
Got to what I
No
would,
joke, almost dead.
to what I would call questionable.
I mean, I think you actually just literally went down twice.
There was a reason I literally bodily threw myself at the bat monster because I figured I could take 2-ish, 3-ish hits while they got you
it
back
did work
up.
out surprisingly well, and you were able to bring him down after the concerted efforts of the party, but you are left here after an incredibly loud battle up in the northwest corner of the camp, looking out and seeing that while one of those strange bat vampires had come out to see what was going on and to interact with the churuka by the bonfire, they've largely just kind of shuffled a little further away from this corner. It doesn't seem to have in any way raised any real alerts or anything. It just, if anything, the opposite. They want nothing to do with whatever happened over here. And the Churuka have put the giant bonfire between themselves and your battleground. The boggards largely seem to be ignoring it. I mean, the ones that are still there. Although you do, from here, maybe a perception check over the seekers.
I can't remember.
I think I've given up on seeking because I'm not good at it.
We were
Burn.
all sneaking.
Yeah,
All right,
Yeah, we were
everyone's
stealthing,
sneaking.
not...
So whoever wants to roll one then at the aftermath dice, you would all realistically look around to see what kind of defense is being mustered.
21.
Not good.
27?
Don't look at me.
You would be able to see
pick a
that the boggards over by what you suspect is the barrack or the infirmary in the opposite corner, and a couple of pairs or small groups conversing, are occasionally throwing glances over towards the refuse pile. Just errantly looking over, almost expectantly, waiting.
I mean, they're
But-
probably waiting for that guy, but he had to take really sudden. His diarrhea hit him real fast. They'll probably just think that he's out there,
Sudden onset
taking a bit.
death.
Yeah, I
Failure to
mean-
thrive.
Well, in the aftermath of such a drastic and dire fight, limping and barely able to stand, I'm gonna go to the base of the tree that we're under, sit down, and start tending to some very grievous wounds. Because I don't have much of a choice here.
Little things don't go away.
I'm gonna set up alarm while we're healing ourselves because I don't trust anything right now.
And I'll also be able to heal all three of you while I do this.
With normal medicine?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it comes as a surprise to no one probably, but it does seem that the vampire bat in southern quarter is they are working in tandem, so he might be able, if we can attack him, he might be able to draw those other guys out.
Or he might just draw our blood.
Well, that'll
There's
happen
only one
either
of
way.
him.
Yeah.
I mean, we successfully fought off. probably
There was
3
one
or
of
4.
this. There was only one of this thing.
Thankfully.
Yeah, well, thankfully, that's just that's as good as we're gonna get. Hopefully, there's not more sitting around here.
Well, there could be, though. I'm a
I
little
mean, there
tired.
could always be more.
Well,
And actually, oof. Ugh. Oof. Why did I eat those eyes? What was my batty little brain thinking?
I don't think it was.
Yeah,
But
no,
they looked really tasty at the time, and now I just have regrets.
well, good luck with that.
Here I was thinking I was your pupil.
well, perhaps I don't eat eyes. I haven't eaten eyes.
Not that
never
I've
eaten
seen.
eye. Oh,
I do believe that you've been punned.
I see. Yes.
You should let Master Roar look at you. You don't look so good.
Before we get too distracted and allow them to muster some kind of defense, perhaps we should heal up and move.
It doesn't look like they are actually. In
I
fact,
agree.
they seem rather terrified of this demon.
I could
Can't
cast
bear
a
the blame.
fireball over there, just to keep him away for a little while.
It still doesn't seem to do much,
Yeah,
But they're
no need.
frogs, right? Like they're
But we are
wet.
getting healed, yes.
So, as you're discussing this, Rur tending to his own pretty severe wounds while taking some time to try and help the rest of you. As you have these discussions here, a couple minutes maybe have passed since the Vrock was defeated, and you see, just in the distance, the door to the small hut that Esvis had snuck into earlier open. And all of you would see a kobold totter out from the door, looking almost a bit short even for a kobold. Bluish hued scales, but not much else you can make out of her at this distance. Esvis, however, would certainly be able to recognize it as the one that you'd interact with before. And she comes out, looks over towards the refuse pile, and then turns down towards the infirmary and calls something out down to them. But again, she's faced away from you, and from this distance, like hundreds of feet away, there's no hope of making out what it is she's saying. As she yells, though, another one of the boggards starts to make his way up towards her from the infirmary.
That would be who I saw.
She looks awfully. Why didn't you just kidnap her? She looks awfully small and frail.
Well, it was a scouting mission. Certainly, he wouldn't have tried to risk jeopardizing it by attempting to kidnap
That's
someone.
true. I mean, Esvis is very logical and whatnot. He
And he's a
probably didn't
professional.
even see.
Of course.
And she's like an old grandma. He can't hit an old grandma.
Well. Don't let the appearance of frailty deny the fact. After all, as Esvis pointed out, she's apparently an accomplished alchemist and has some sort of magic talent there.
Well, if we wanted to get a better spot to heal up, we could try and cover our tracks behind us and get a little bit hidden.
I think while we have the opportunity, they're not going to come over to this area, it looks like, as you've all observed. So with Rur taking care of us, we can move while they probably find out our handiwork here shortly.
Okay.
And as you speak, the boggart having made his way up to the kobold with several wild gestures with one hand over generally towards the refuse. The boggart seemingly just kind of standing there, nodding a bit, sort of almost leaning back as she frantically tells him something. Starts to make his way back up to the refuse pile as well, almost following the steps of the last one.
It's an interesting. They don't seem to have nearly the same level of, I guess, fear and subservience that they did to the other Cinderclaw members.
Now, Destronet's coming in here with another 5,000 piezo points for Esvis. Due to a headache, I can't stick around. I hope the session goes well, and to facilitate that, let us make sure everyone has at least one hero point.
You should know that
Thank you, Destronets.
your lover gave you one earlier in the session too, and you guys missed it.
No,
No, we got it.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it. Totally got
handed
it.
him the coin.
Oh, okay. I just missed it.
This is why we
It
can't
was
have you
not
any
us that
closer to
missed
Bryn. You're already too close.
That's fair.
This is the point.
We could put her at the head of the table.
She's really that would be more accurate.
So as Rur's continuing to treat the group of you, as it's been 4 or 5 minutes now, he's really starting to work. The pain is starting to at least go away from his various salves and reagents, and he's getting bandages worked around the worst of your wounds stitched up, and taking some looks at the strange vines still lingering across Esvis and Dalren. And even as you pick out more of them, they just continue to seem to worm their way out. Like every time you look, even in short windows of time, there's more little just green nubs poking up across your body. Small enough that they almost aren't even noticeable. You barely even feel them. They don't even itch or really anything unless you contact something and you
Tyrannus loves
Bump
me.
it.
He loves me not.
So
He loves me.
noticing
He loves
that and seeing what my magic did, in the midst of me doing all my medicine checks, I'm going to take out that wand with a level 1 heal and just do a 3-action burst over all of us.
Ooh, that feels good.
and you have some health, everybody.
Which, if it's out of a wand, it doesn't get benefits on my feats, right?
It does. It is as if you are casting it, so it would. It's just restricted to that level. So yeah, I think it'd still be a D10.
Okay. Well, that heals for 12 to everyone.
Thank you.
Back to full. Thank you.
Wait, how's
No,
it 12?
How does
four.
it-
Four, not.
I was like,
I don't
how
get
is
the
it
8.
higher than what a D10 has?
Yeah, I don't get the plus 8.
No,
so
I was like,
that's
that
just-
doesn't seem possible.
That's 4 to
Hold on.
everyone.
Okay.
Okay, well,
Still better than nothing.
Yeah. Everybody gets 4 health back as he's still keeping to treat you. But as he casts that, as this lesser magic from the wand washes over you, these green nubs, these bits of vines that are growing out of you, it's exactly what had happened to Rur, and I think it was Buford that had it before. They immediately wither away, disintegrating almost to ash, seemingly in an instant response to this magic, crumbling away entirely.
Well, that's fascinating.
I suppose because it's divine magic, which is the antithesis of what he was using.
He definitely did not seem to like me very much, or my magic.
Not surprised. Is the body there, or did it disappear?
The demon?
Yeah.
The demon would still be there. The vulture thing would still be laying across the ground, a kind of massive dead beast here.
Can I get a post-mortem analysis?
I think I lopped its head off with one of the +1 striking longswords
Yeah,
that
it's,
I've been carrying
it's
around.
definitely super dead.
Cool.
But like the corpse is still there.
No, I'm taking that head with me. I think it'll come in handy later.
Okay, it's a fairly large head because with a massive creature, so I mean it's a
Shrink
good.
item.
No, don't have
Just
to
kidding.
have
I was just
Another
messing with
10
it.
minutes. I mean, yeah, you can do that. You can shrink out of anything. But I mean, you're dealing with like a bigger than like a basketball and a half here. And,
I mean, do I have to start contributing bulk to it? I could spend some. I have hefty hauler.
no, I mean you can definitely sling it on you. It's just not going to easily slip into a backpack or something. You're going to be like open carrying a vulture demon's head.
I don't want this thing anywhere near a backpack, and that's fine. I'm not going to any parties anytime soon.
Fair enough.
We probably don't want to bring that back to the Ekajai.
What?
I don't think
No.
that they would be super happy if they saw that.
I'm intending to intimidate the other Cinderclaws with it, and maybe make
Just
them run away.
just in case.
They seem to take this thing fairly seriously, so I think openly displaying the fact that we've defeated it might cause some of them to think twice about coming after us, especially since there doesn't appear to be any Cinderclaw leadership here. That kobold, you said you didn't see a badge on her, and judging from the way they've been interacting, it seems as though she's not Cinderclaw.
So around then, you would see the boggard come kind of hurrying, not quite running, but you know, the Walmart, I'm not supposed to run, but I want to go a little faster strut, coming around this back into view of yourselves in the camp. And hurriedly calling out something back down across the mine to the kobold, who is still just waiting, standing outside the door now, just watching. Yelling something still away from you, still a good 60, 80 feet away. But if one of you Mwangi speakers wants to make a perception check, it's not impossible to overhear at this distance.
19.
25.
With a 25, you would be able to make out what he's saying as he first comes around the edge here. He is gone! There's blood, spiders, corpses! Something is wrong! And as he runs, kind of still, well, not really runs, sort of hurries his way back down like the 100 feet towards the kobold. You hear him yelling something else about, like, I think they ate him!
That boggart fought bravely against those 3
And as he-
spiders, but succumbed finally.
Slowing down to more of just a fast walk as he puts some distance between himself and the mud pile that he seems to have gained a new respect for here. He heads right back up to the kobold, gesturing back towards the mud pile, indicating some kind of like large, clearly very vividly telling a story that has to certainly be much more than, you know what he saw. You left it there. But
He's describing Esphus.
he saw 2 giant dead spiders, one cleaved pretty much entirely in half.
That one
And,
boggart, he fought valiantly,
and
that
a lot of-
boggart.
I wonder what he did to piss the spider off.
Chop the other one in half.
So can I get a roll on the demon now that I have some time to look at it?
Did you roll knowledge check on him before?
That was me.
Okay,
That was-
what is your religion?
Oh, that's why.
I'm not good.
It's not good, no. I'm not very religious. It's gonna be, I think,
Okay, disciple of Alceta.
+3.
Well, it's a demon.
This is definitely a demon.
It's most definitely a demon. This thing you can see here.
She's more of a spiritualist than a religious person.
No, I know a
This
lot
is
about
a,
Alceta.
I mean, surprisingly, actually, That's a lower number than I thought it would be. The DC table continually surprises me. You would know like the basics of this thing. Demons are largely embodiments of a particular trait, and this one here is destruction. Not so much destruction necessarily even of people or anything, but just destruction
Wanton
in general.
destruction.
Yeah, just wanton devastation. And Vrox, as any demons, are basically driven, almost controlled entirely by this unstoppable urge, for this one in particular, to break things constantly, to the point where he would be mentally injured were he unable to break something, or whatever he would see as his antithesis, which could perhaps be fixing something that he had broken, would cause him actual mental distress, possibly to the point of killing him.
Very interesting.
It seems like something that would be weirdly unhelpful to Cinderclaw's trying to, create a mine here that they're, operating.
So what's the game plan now? Aside from maybe a nap?
Well, we're undiscovered at the moment.
Yeah, how much, how'd our healing go?
Still in progress.
Still in progress?
And another 2 minutes had passed, maybe 7-8 minutes since you started trying to help everybody, and you would see that boggard get back to the infirmary, to the other group of boggards down there at the south. Would walk around the mining pit over kind of towards the churuka by the bonfire and call something out and gesture one of the churuka over. Who wouldn't really approach him so much as he would come about 20 feet or so away. They'd be yelling something. The boggard would point back to the pile and indicate the kobold, who was still just kind of standing there outside the door, watching, seeming to slowly get more frustrated as he tries to command these Cinderclaws to do anything productive.
Do you want me to go invisible and go scout somewhere?
Well, it might not be a bad idea, given that there's some threats up on this northern end that we're simply not aware of last time. Although on the bright side, if it's not a... I doubt this vulture demon would have very many neighbors.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's gonna be in the forest around this thing.
Okay. I'm gonna go invisible and see if I can't get closer and hear what they have to say.
Okay. So, as you cast invisibility here, as you're ready to spell and go to move towards the edge of the tree line, you see the churuka. I'll go ahead and just hop over so I can show some of this here. I guess you're not a bat anymore. You would be a regular resume at this point.
I mean, bat resume is kind of fun.
Squeak.
That resume was really surprisingly effective. It was much less weird garbage than I thought it was going to be.
High-level animal form doesn't mess around.
Hey,
does
it
not.
definitely does some stuff. So here, I'll get into resume back in here. You would turn invisible, and then down at the southern side of the camp, you would see the churuka head back to this big bonfire and motion to the other churuka, and they would all start to make their way up around the western side of the pit.
Okay.
So they are heading towards you, conversing amongst themselves. And where is it you want to go? What is it you want to do here?
I'm mostly just waiting to see whether or not they're gonna notice that I fused the cage together.
Okay, so you're still you're just staying with the group here?
Are we reasonably screened?
Because you're invisible at this point. Like, you've used your
Yeah.
spell.
I'm going to see what they're doing because the action seems to be moving this way, so I don't want to move away from it.
You're a decent way inside the tree line here, so you would be decently screened. I mean, if they came looking into this corner, it could get sketchy, but if they're just walking by, it's incredibly unlikely they'd notice you. So, resume up the edge of the tree line, still just watching, as Rur finishes up his medicine check as they come up past the end of the mine shaft. Just how large the area is and how much time it's taking them to move or mobilize any kind of a force here, seeming to work in your favor. Go ahead and roll me your medicine check.
I'm going for expert.
Okay. Because you do have the option of master now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But it's DC 30.
It is a spooky, it's a large number.
I can't fail.
It is plus 30 instead of
expert.
plus 10, though. It's flat 20 more. It is. They do reward you for going for the big numbers.
Yeah, but I can't fail expert.
Right. You gotta take the safety route.
Yeah, so I just don't fail. It's a 7, so 25.
So yeah, 25 succeeds. 2d8 plus 10 health to the 4 of you.
Yes. 2d8. 5 and a 1, so 16.
Yay. To full.
You take those.
It
You
was
don't get
not
the
to
thing.
you.
Oh, okay.
You're invisible in the tree line. Yeah,
That's right.
you've been doing stuff.
And I'm no longer wounded.
Yeah, that does remove your wounded condition,
Which is particularly
which is good
important.
because you were pretty wounded. That was a very scary amount of wounded. And helps to touch everyone else back up. I think that would largely see some pretty significant improvement to Buford and Esphis. Even Esphis and Dalren, where we're probably still looking a fair bit injured, I'd imagine.
Mm-hmm.
What was the heal off the gloves?
4.
It was a potion
I thought you
heal,
meant-
right?
Yeah, I want to say it's just 2d8 plus 5, and because I don't want to look it up right now.
I mean, we do
Um,
have a fair stash of lesser healing potions that
But
we
the
could
gloves are
just
once per
use.
day. It's
Yeah, I could just
a
pop myself
thing
real
you
quick.
can do. It's a single target once per day heal. I'm pretty sure it was 2d8 plus 5 because I believe it was the same as a lesser healing potion. So
Okie dokie.
let's go ahead and roll that and we'll look at it
Given
later.
that time is a bit of the essence too.
Yeah, just
probably
popping
using
myself
some of these
real
might not
quick.
be a bad idea. Do you need any?
I mean,
14.
I'll be good for now.
All right, I have room to spare, so I'll take one.
So as you,
Lesser healing, 2d8
Sneak, sneak,
plus
sneak,
5.
sneak,
all of you see these churuka coming a bit closer here. They edge much closer to the edge of the mining pit itself.
They do not want to be anywhere
As
near
they
the
come
demon.
up around the northern side. A couple of them even throwing furtive glances off in your direction. But you're far enough away that I'm seeing to notice you. So are you?
That's better.
You said you were just sitting and watching. Do you want to?
Yeah, I'm gonna go closer now that I know. Now that I see that they're getting closer.
Okay.
Apparently it's 2d8 plus 7, so I'll
Okay,
just
so
add
it's
2 to the
slightly
total.
higher, yeah. So as you come out of the tree line invisible to follow these churuka, they move up past the dinosaur's cage and head off towards the refuse pile. You get close enough that you can hear them conversing amongst themselves. And they seem to, well, they don't really know what's going on. But they're also definitely not really big fans of the boggers, it seems, as the two of them in the back end conversing between themselves. Can you imagine? You find spiders behind a pile of dirt and the 10 of you are not enough to stand to them? Why do we even listen to these frog folk? What purpose do they bring to us? And the other one just as they're walking, looking back. I know. We do. This is why we go. We check, we deal with the problem. They are useless, we are strong. Narset will look good on us for this. And they don't appear to notice the dinosaur cage being melded together at all. They don't even really throw a glance at it. But they continue up around the edge of this pile here. As the one in the front just kind of waves a hand, calls back. Narset won't know anything of this if we do our jobs correctly. Do not want to draw her wrath. Just bring her gold. Idiots. And as he kind of heads out ahead of the group here, you follow up around so you can watch them, and they come to see, well, the mess that the group of you have left back here. And they'll kind of falter a moment for a step as they come around and see just how massive this is. And one of the ones in the back is making fun of him. That is a bigger spider than I was expecting. There is no way Boggart slew that. Are you kidding? Those weaklings? Much less 2. And the one in the front just waves his hand again. Shut up! And steps up and looks at the one that's been cleaved in 2. He doesn't go all the way up to it. He goes about like 10 feet back, kind of almost craning his neck, leaning, stretching forward to look, get his face a little closer without moving his feet any closer to the thing that he actually has to. And he reaches down to his hip and pulls, reaches over to his back, I suppose, and pulls out a trident. And each of them has got a fairly long trident slung across their back. And he reaches out with the butt of it.
So tempted to make a really loud noise, but I'm not going to.
Come on,
And
Fred. Spider Fred.
Touches the corpse of this spider and pokes it a bit. The one that is clearly completely cut in 2 pieces, that has been just cleaved by Dalren.
Gotta make sure.
It seems to be dead. Come here. Look at this. Roka. And Roka steps forward And kind of up there, pulling out his trident as well, and just sort of holding it, like kind of close to his body, just for safety. As he creeps up to the thing, clearly very bold adventurers, these churuka.
Man, these guys are great.
That's a pretty terrifying thing, basically. It's like if you
Yeah,
saw
it's-
like something that had been killed by a T-Rex.
Yeah, it's like you went in your backyard and saw like a giant 10-foot spider cut in half, and another one that appears to be dead but is not nearly as destroyed, and just blood and mud everywhere. That's concerning. Churuka are small. These dudes are like 3.5 feet, 4 feet tall. They're little monkey guys.
Yeah, so get one of those potions.
I'm just looking
Yeah,
over
yeah,
it.
absolutely.
And
2d8 plus 5.
Thank you.
Resume kind of up sort of close behind him here, almost amongst the group here to listen as you're invisible. Well, it looks like whatever it was, they cut him in half.
Man, these guys are sharp.
Churuka CSI, everybody.
But he kind of looks at the tip of his trident. What could do that? The boggarts could not do that. They have no blades. Most do not even carry knives. And the other two that are very in the back, they were joking before, like back in the back of the mud pile, kind of just hearing, no desire to come any closer. I don't know. And the lead one kind of pokes it again. They sent one to check, right? He said one came. I was not paying attention. When boggarts talk, I do not listen.
I'm so glad I'm here for this.
And the other one in the back calls out, but if he sort of cranes and looks back around the pile kind of towards the mining pit, and then not really in a quieter voice, but almost like a shouting whisper, if Tana finds out something wrong, Narset finds out something's wrong. What do we do?
This is like the Milwaukee red versus blue.
They clearly, Resume, as you're here listening, they're utterly unprepared. Like, they have no idea how to do this.
I literally feel so much better about attacking them now.
There's no protocol.
Oh, good, they're unorganized.
This is the best. This is
They've
going to be
got-
amazing.
They've got nothing. They've got absolutely no idea what to do about this.
Well, they've got spider
and
corpses.
the one that's holding his trident close to himself kind of backs up a little bit, a couple feet back away from the corpse, closer towards the mud pile, and turns back to the other two. Well, I don't. And with a quick sound, a spider explodes out from the side of this, grabs him, and just yanks the two of them back into the mud pile, which
Spider friend! Yes!
sends in a screaming, hooting frenzy. The three Churuka just scatter, running as fast as possible away from this pile in basically every direction.
I'm heading back to the group of them. These guys are elite ninjas.
I heard screaming. What happened?
You hear screaming, and the rest of you, having seen these Churuka head behind the pile, would now hear screaming and hollering and see Churuka be running out away from the mud pile in every possible direction.
They are the most unready group of creatures I have ever met in my entire life. Like, they're not ready for anything. Like, I doubt they were ready for the breakfast this morning. Like, it probably surprised them.
Two of
that
them
they got to eat today?
around different sides of the pile seem to be sprinting back towards the kobold, while the other one is just running back the way he came. Panicked, like full all fours, almost gorilla running back past the front of you around the edge of the mine shaft, just away from the mud pile.
I'm gonna go check out the kobold a little closer.
Be careful.
I'm gonna head over and see what if anything she has to say to them.
So as you head down to follow the two Churuka that have gone to run over to this kobold, you can pretty clearly hear the two of them from a great distance in an absolute, complete panic, just yelling over each other, back and forth, each interjecting as this kobold just looks back and forth and tries to get any kind of reason out of them. They are both completely beyond panic. They have no idea how to process what just happened. But as you get a little closer, they've calmed down somewhat. One of the churuka, having literally smacked the other one enough times that he's just kind of holding his shoulder and sulking and not talking anymore, is rapid firing off. There's spiders. We piled the dirt we dug out from the mines. We put it up in the corner, and giant spiders. There is a massive beast, must have been 40-foot legs, erupted out from the side of this and snatched him in the blink of an eye. There was nothing we could do. The thing was invisible, erupting out from the dirt itself. He was gone. He is gone. We cannot fight that. There's nothing we can do. We need Narset. And the kobold just literally has her hand like on the end of her snout, and it's just running it up the length of her snout to where her forehead is. Her eyes closed, clearly like frustrated with this, and she just holds up a hand, and the churuka stops.
Thank you.
Do we need the pile of dirt? We will start a new one. It is garbage. Just don't go over there.
I'm increasingly starting to like her.
This is the reasonable response. There's a problem over there. Go over there.
I gave her an out.
Just don't go in that house. It's real simple.
If the house is on fire, just don't go back inside.
You just kind of motions with their hand, and the churuka is just looking at her up and down. Kuno, you are from here, yes? And Kuno just kind of looks over at his friend that still is holding his shoulder and just looking back at him like, yes. You have dealt with spiders. Yes. Yes, well, these are large, gigantic spiders. Stop. We can't fight everything that lives in the entire jungle.
Says
It
that.
doesn't
Says
matter.
them. Yeah.
We are here to mine gold. Okay. He just... But no. Mine gold. I will tell. You will tell. Go down into the pit and tell them we are starting a new pile of dirt. And just don't go over there.
This is too good.
And
The joys of management, everybody.
Churuka just kind of nods. But the spiders live in the dirt! They're not going to come out of the dirt pile to deal with anything. They hunt things that walk by their burrows. So we kill them. So we don't walk by the burrows!
You know where it lives. Avoid it.
Nah, man, this is like nursery room stuff. Like, this is my entire childhood in a nutshell.
Oh my god.
It's like that meme. It's like, so we don't
Don't go.
go over there, so
Kill
we
the
don't
spiders.
go over there. Kill the spiders.
Yeah, exactly.
And she kind of turns back towards the door to her little hut. Says, "You go tell the excavation team not to steer clear of the area. Spread the word. You go back to whatever it is you were doing. I work." And waves them off and slams the door shut in their face and disappears back in the tiny hut. And the two churuka are just kind of standing there.
They look really sad.
I'm not gonna lie, it was really tempting to throw a holy bomb at that entire conversation.
And then the leader kind of turns down the other one. Is also kind of stunned there. Well, we heard her. He just looks up. Yes. Go tell everyone not to go by the pile. I don't want to do that, and I am bigger than you. Go. And he starts to just kind of walk back to the south. And the other churuka turns up. This isn't... Go tell them. I'm going to go sit by the fire and forget this. Today is stupid.
Man, this is like the Office Churuka edition.
It really is.
So he...
I sure hope these guys run away so we don't have to murder them
I
all.
know, now I
Yeah.
don't want to murder them. I've seen their trials and tribulations. I'm going to mark these two. These two are getting a pass.
These two are two of the churuka that are sitting around the bonfire here. And I mean, it makes a lot more sense to you now why they seem to be so segregated. Like, all of the churuka are around this massive fire pit, and all of the boggards are around the infirmary. And they don't seem to like each other a whole lot, really.
Shocker.
So one of those churukas, still kind of rubbing his shoulder, shooting a glare at his superior, trudges off, tail down, dragging in the dirt towards the ramp that leads down into the mining pit. And the other one just heads back over to his friend back at the bonfire, who is just hiding on the opposite side of the bonfire, just peeking. And you, I imagine, probably head back to the party and share what it is you've discovered here.
Yes. That... This poor kobold. What she's had to deal with, the complexity of the... She's such a good manager.
Well, perhaps we'll give her the option if she wants to be a prisoner of war, and she'll probably be glad to take it.
There was a lot of talk of Narset, though. They make it sound like whoever it is like a physical being that they're sending the gold to. But they're very afraid of them.
Okay.
And I have a feeling, and it's just a feeling, mind you, that the kobold... She's loyal to whoever is doing this for some reason. I don't think she's with the Mwangi contingents at all. They brought her in from someplace else for some other reason, presumably because of her alchemical expertise, and her loyalties lie elsewhere. It was just a feeling I had.
Well, it's unfortunate because it means that it's not just the Cinderclaws that are involved here, but perhaps part of the bright side of taking her as a prisoner of war might be she'll tell us.
So...
Oh God, Zurich.
Wait, Zurich, Switzerland, and you want to start a war? Doesn't that seem, like, counterintuitive? Sorry.
I suppose we should go and head towards the nest then if we're going to continue on this westward downward spiral.
Or we could go someplace and sleep.
I
mean,
don't know if that's wise.
Yeah, I don't think that's wise.
We should probably finish what we have here.
Alright.
Perhaps displaying the trophy that we've defeated this demon should hopefully convince most of the Cinderclaws that we are not to be trifled with.
If they are disorganized, then I would prefer to break their spirits further.
Any ideas?
Well, so if they have one being who is capable of floating around or flying around with that vampire spawn, removing any more outward obstacles and then working our way in, if the churuka are scared, we can get rid of them. The boggarts may, while you said that they don't seem to like each other.
At all.
Well, even if they may not like each other, spooking them, if we can take them by surprise as quickly as possible, strike and fade.
A lot of the boggarts seem injured.
No, I doubt there'll be much of a threat then.
On the mats in front of that infirmary, there's injured boggards and churuka. The only churuka that are over in that area are ones that are down for treatment in the infirmary. There's none that are just hanging out there willingly.
Okay, can we agree, though, that we don't kill the injured who surrender?
Well, of course, I wouldn't dare.
not.
Yeah, I thought that was fairly obvious.
Okay. Just saying, let's
It's
not
a
get
war
excited.
crime.
Really, the concept of war crime doesn't exactly exist, I
I don't
suppose.
know if we've come that far as a civilization quite yet. I mean, Cheliax exists, so our standards have got to be pretty low for, ethics and war crimes.
Well, provided they don't rise to their brothers and sisters, then I can give them that much mercy. Or I'll give them the final one if they do grab weapons.
Yeah, we'll see how they go.
Surrendering
Okay.
and picking up a weapon are two very different things. I don't blame you.
We're also a pretty intimidating group. I'm sure with this head, I mean, I feel
Yeah,
like
what
we've
could
got a
go
good
wrong?
leeway here.
I mean, worst case, they are emboldened by the fact that the demon is no longer here, and I don't know. No, I'm pretty sure that they'll leave.
Let's continue. Follow me again.
Okay.
And this time, when I say left, I mean left.
Well, you do know it's difficult to sneak around in this armor, and you're yelling out all these instructions, and there's like things that I have to be thinking about, and then I'm
Buddy,
trying to
remember.
decide which shield to have,
Buddy,
and
look. Remember, Ella's left.
well, why don't you just go first and I'll follow you? I thought that was the whole
But
point.
there's an L on both of them.
It's just, it amazes me that you can sneak better than I can when you've been out at the keg in your full
Well, that's
armor.
because my wife's there. That's proper incentive.
That's when Buford spends his hero points.
Bonnie!
He only requires
Damn
proper
right it is.
motivation.
Very well.
I'd better sneak around naked if that's why I'm sneaking around from. Jeez.
Let's continue.
Alrighty, so where exactly are you guys going down?
I think we're gonna continue our
West.
path, our scouting. We're continuing our expert scouting that we're doing.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna keep the clock moving. The backwards clock, I guess you'd call
Since
it.
since
yeah.
it didn't work last time, it'll probably not work again.
Surely, as we continue.
Another demon.
The group of you head around here now a little closer to where that the rocket emerged from in the first place. This dense tangle of trees. And as you get closer to it now, without him jumping out at you immediately as he's seeing you, you can see the den of the demon itself that was strung up in the canopies. A dense tangle of bones, rotting flesh, and scraps of various bits of animal hide, all kind of mashed together into what almost just looks like a heap of gore, supported by the trunk and the
I
spread
wonder if
of one
he
of these
had. I
trees.
wonder if he was bothered by mosquitoes at all.
I don't really think he cared.
I wonder if. I wonder if he would have stored anything actually useful up there.
No. I'm not going up there.
Well, I mean, he probably
No.
dragged a lot of people back.
No.
It could be.
You guys want me to go up there, don't you?
No,
Yeah.
why would we want that? No, here, just geese arm and just try to cut it down.
Let's not attract any more attention than we need to.
So as you reach up and kind of, you can poke a bit at the bottom of this, but it's definitely above like geese arm level. It's like
okay.
25, 30 feet up in the trees.
Um,
It's the jungle.
You
The
can
trees
poke
are
some
quite
of the
large.
intestines hanging down.
Bits of
Yes.
scraps in some of the lower branches.
guess I could climb up there. How badly am I really curious about this?
I mean,
Fine.
And rather than mess around with it, why don't you just throw a detect magic at it and see if anything pops up?
That's a good idea.
Thinking the good thoughts.
I'll cast.
With an incantation, you would not get any sort of a ping of magic
We're
that
not
your party
touching
wasn't
it.
already carrying.
Yeah.
Yeah, so fine by me.
There's no reason to climb 30 feet up to a pile of gore.
So
We
the
have
group of
determined
you
it's clean.
continue making your way around the outside of the camp here, back down to the path that you had originally followed, winding up to this mining pit in the first place. This time now coming down at it from the north. And through the tree lines on your way down here, you're all still sneaking, following the expert here. There's nothing of value that the groups of you have, the group of you have seen so far. Nothing out of the ordinary. And then you continue yet further down into the tree line, much closer to the fire pit, where the churuka have at this point all returned, as the last of them is plodding his way back from
We
the
would
mining pit up
probably
to
be slightly deeper than that.
the
once-
northern side of the fire. The fire here.
So, perhaps then, priority-wise, it seemed that the vampire creature that was down this way might be their other second strongest combatant here. Should we try to take that out first, and then the remainder may very well scatter?
It's quite possible. Or alternatively, we could try attacking it, and the churukas will jump in, and then the boggarts will jump in, and then the kobold will possibly jump in, and then everyone in the mine shaft will possibly jump in, assuming everything goes very poorly.
We could always leave if that happens.
What if we just leave?
I don't have a lot of magic yet, but whatever you think.
Well, try to conserve it. We don't know what's going to happen with that totem.
Yeah, I mean, we did come into this knowing this was going to be a long haul, so we gotta be kind of conservative going. We'll have to, yeah, I think if we... Estes, where you say where that nest was for that, vampire bat? Oh.
And you would know, from what you've seen of that's only another maybe 40 feet to the south. You would be getting, as you pass this fire, around to the point where you'd be nearing up to that creature's nest as well.
Okay.
So do we want to come for it on the far side so it draws away from the fire, or do we want to come
Do you want me to turn into a flying animal and draw it off, and you guys can meet me somewhere?
No.
We do have a long-ranged weapon here that could shoot it from 40 feet off or whatever.
Indeed. I think we have enough ranged capabilities that even if it was to... Now that we know where it is, we can pull it down if we have to. Actually, I think we all do, actually, now that you have your shield.
We do, but my shield has very limited shield action from distance.
It's got it's very visible that there are 2 nubs from the spikes that you've loosed already and 4 left on the front of your shield. I mean, it's clear as day to anybody exactly how much gun your shield has left in it.
How much gun?
Probably would be best to approach it from farther out, do a half circle around it so that we don't end up trapped between it and anyone else who comes along.
Stay here.
Wise.
Stay here. Let me see if it's even here. And I'm gonna go ahead of the group.
Alrighty. As you kind of move off on your own here, Esphus, give me a stealth check.
31.
Hey.
Yeah, with a 31, the thing
Invisible.
absolutely would not notice you. But it's very much awake this time as you come through. You come around to this kind of tangled knot of branches and vines that forms the nest of this strange vampiric bat thing. A bit lower than the Vrock's nest, maybe about 20 feet up above the ground. But he's almost perched, little clawed feet clinging to the edge of it, the northeastern edge. It is hanging onto a branch and just looking off into the camp. Very much awake and fairly alert. He's definitely home.
Slink back.
Cool. Well, I guess we set up and try and sneak attack this guy, huh?
Works for me.
So you guys want to swing wide around the outside and
Come at it from behind.
Basically just from the bottom corner of the map.
Okie dokie. Well, you guys want to roll me their group stealth Reno?
Oh, and apparently we did the follow the expert thing wrong with the quiet allies. You're supposed to add your level to it.
Oh, it's not just the +2?
So it's entirely as if he was an expert, basically. I thought it was just your proficiency, like the tier modifier. It's your level too.
I think proficiency includes level when you say proficiency.
That does make it a lot better.
Yeah. So you would be at the lowest that we can have. I think is because I'm an expert, not master. So I think it's +9.
Well, level 7, and then if it's expert, it'd
Expert
be
is 4,
+4.
so it'd be +11.
Oh, so +11. Okay.
Okay.
So it's whatever we roll +11. So does somebody else want to give it a try?
I'll do it.
Okay.
I like having Buddy roll it, though.
Fine.
You
Let's
want me?
see what
Okay,
happens.
We gotta give Buddy's clanging dumpster.
Natural 20! Oh my goodness!
Baby,
I am like a well-oiled machine over
So-
here. With
tired
stealth.
of being mocked.
I apologize.
Yeah, that's right.
With
I said
that,
too
Donner's
loudly.
holding a tarp up.
As ridiculous as that is, here is the little bat creature plop that down the map, and with that magical success there, you'd actually be able to arrange yourselves literally wherever you wanted to be before you start attacking him. You could
Hey.
set yourselves up absolutely however you want.
Where do you want me to
And
put?
Well, probably not with the camp to our backs.
Well, just wherever
Ah,
Yeah,
fair enough.
just however you can like completely surround him. I mean, you
Yeah.
can do anything. Like he has
We
no
can
idea.
literally be beside him.
You could be complete. You could be adjacent. Yeah, you can be directly underneath him if you wanted to.
Sure.
Yeah, he sees nothing.
Buddy, where do you want to be?
I can be just generally next to. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
I'll put myself one space behind Buddy.
So like you here,
That's
Or one free
Esvis.
space.
Yeah, one free space.
there's also.
But that's not me.
Might have to reuse the other computer mouse for today. This doesn't appear to be working great. Come on, mouse. Come on. You can.
Do you want to be right there?
All right,
I'm
do the
so
mouse.
careful. Just so careful.
And as you sneak into position here to prepare your attack, Buddy, finally having been coached into any ability to sneak up on anybody ever. Go ahead and roll me some initiative.
We're
as you
using
begin your
sneak as
attack.
initiative, right?
You can choose.
You can use stealth or perception. That's up to you.
Okay.
If I do stealth, guys, you won't get the +1, so it's up to you if you want me to roll. I can do the perception to give
Whichever.
everyone a +1.
It's fine.
matter to me.
We're
Since we're about to go loud, I'll just do a quick little.
Okay.
Not bad.
And this little lad here.
So everybody gets +1.
You fought 3 of these with a totem before. This is just
We're
dude.
about to destroy it.
Alrighty, so let me go ahead and put a little mucus right here. And then let's go around Dalren.
23.
He's a quick boy. Esvis.
29.
Buddy,
23.
let's go first.
I'll go behind. It's fine.
Resume.
13.
Is that one?
Yes. Resume
What are we doing?
Resume was like in the middle of unbraiding her hair.
And Rur.
24.
Just in here. So, Esvis
I mean, this was exactly our plan.
Esvis absolutely ready, loosing a few arrows to start this. The creature already high on alert is very quick to react, but you're all pretty well in position. And Jasper, thank you for the resub. Esvis, you're up first.
Thank you, Jasper, for the reset. Alright, hunt prey. Hunt.
You could absolutely have hunted this bird before the fight started.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
good.
you don't have to do that in combat.
Okay, I'll have hunted him.
You're setting up stealthily to do this, like he's your prey. You're good.
Okay, all right. So I will go ahead and kick this off with Hunter's Aim 2 action. Set the tracer arrow.
Give a good
And
poke.
pin him.
It would be good. Natural 20.
Oh, baby!
Told you.
Well, I think that's the tracer set then.
That's how you start a fight. And you're stuck there
That
forever.
explains why it reacted so fast. He's stuck in a tree though.
Not great damage though. 25 magical piercing damage, and he's pinned to the tree.
Stuck in a tree.
That was shot number 1.
That was shot number 1, yeah.
That was 2 actions, but he does have other shots.
And then hunted shot for 2 shots.
You might just kill him.
Come on, you can do it.
Alright, that's the ideal stealth combat.
19 armor class.
19 as he gets stuck down in a tree and starts to flail a bit. You can't get a great beating him up in there in the tree. That one's gonna sail past.
That's fine. And then third shot. 25.
25 will hit though.
Okay.
Hey.
That is 12 more points of magical piercing damage. Just set the tracer arrow, pin it to the tree, and
37 damage literally immediately. And, as this thing starts to cry out, you've heard it before, an incredible shrieking raucous. It screams down from its nest to Buddy, Esvis, and it just barely roars. It's a lot lower in the tree than the Brock. And as it screeches down at you, I'm going to need a fortitude save from everyone. Well, everyone that hit, obviously, not literally
so
everyone.
Dalren, not Esvis, or
The 3 of
Dalren,
us.
my mistake, yeah.
Okay.
Dalren, Buddy, and Rear.
24.
I'm looking at tiny monitor. Let's see what I can see.
small.
I have a 28 with Juggernaut.
23.
So all 3 of you, as it screams, hear a ringing in your ears for a moment, which fades away over the next couple of seconds while it frantically rides and tries to pull on the stupid arrow that's stuck in it.
Athletics DC 10.
Yeah, which is if it's just a flat DC 10, it actually can't fail. So it will manage to free itself and fall a bit into its nest, but stay up above you as it just screams and rides. Rare.
That is interesting that it doesn't scale. It's just a DC 10 to
Well, it's
break
gonna
out.
take it. Just
I mean,
takes
you're
an
just
action.
pulling an arrow
Yeah.
out of your. I mean,
But it is an action.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's like it eats an action. It's a thing they have to do. Like it's definitely at the point now where stuff doesn't want to roll it because not one's still succeed on it. But
Yeah.
Still.
Well, I reckon I'm just gonna spike him with a divine lance.
Alrighty.
So, nope,
Whoopsies.
that's not a divine lance.
and into a parallel universe we go.
To understand that,
You've gone to
I'll need
Warhammer
teach you
40K.
about parallel
Parallel
universe.
universes.
Hit him so hard he gets knocked to.
23.
I forgot the name of the planet. 23 will hit. And he doesn't get kind of save, right? He's definitely evil. So
Oh, it's just divine
Yeah, it
lance,
just
just
does
does damage. So it's leveled up to 4th.
Ooh.
2, 5,
That's
8,
10 damage.
10. That's 14 that he takes of good energy.
All right. Now, is that Sears and M with one action left?
I'm going to take cover in case other things start participating.
Yeah, you're kind of inside the tree line here, so there's enough jungle foliage you can just sort of take cover wherever. Dalrin.
So I have actually meant to ask this before the fight started. How high off the ground is he?
About 20 feet up.
20 feet up. Okay, so I have 2 javelins in my hand instead of my geese.
Okay. Huh? Huh.
Yeah. And action number 1 is to pocket my monocle carefully and then lightning.
A
He
controlled
carefully
rage.
rages.
I consideredly rage and
Yeah.
then just hook that javelin up at him.
Kobe.
It's a 19 on the die. That's gonna go to a goodness gracious
35.
34.
34 is going to critically hit.
Now, a question on how you do the double javelins. Do you hurl one and then just kind of like reload the arm? Or do you just...
Or you just two-fist him.
I mean, I'd like to think that elves can be graceful enough to be ambidextrous. So just whoop, whoop.
Twin javelin cannon.
There you go. Oh, it's a 5 on the die plus 14, 19 doubled is 38 lightning damage.
Taser.
Yeah, he's dead. So,
The D6 is really just for ornamentation.
yeah, you have a barbarian power here for sure. So he has a brief moment to cry out in like pain and rage and confusion before what happens to him here.
Oh, so he spikes, he digs it out, tries to dig into cover, the light sears in, and then just the javelin just pierces straight through the nest, which then explodes with the force of the lightning as it boils all liquid within it.
To the onlookers in the field, he got struck by lightning.
He looks like he got struck by lightning. Like, that's what it looks like.
Is it raining? It's Florida.
So as he just kind
Narset
of
must have been angry with him.
poofs out of existence here as his javelin rips through him, and then maybe a second or two later, with a bit of a thud, the body just falls down into the undergrowth. That's certainly been dealt with quickly
Barbarian
enough.
goes.
At that, it has certainly caught the attention of the nearby churuka, who have all quickly stood up and pulled their javelins out. And each of them now is armed with a javelin and a free hand. The one furthest back kind of coming around a little closer to his brothers, low to the ground. But they're just sort of looking out into the tree line here.
Do you want to see if we can draw him
They
in?
don't appear to be making much action to move towards you, but they've
This-
obviously heard the screaming.
We have their attention, and they clearly are looking the direction where we are. We could just throw the demon head in right now and just see if it panics any of them.
Well, that must have been like awful spooky. I mean, they've already gotten the scare from the spider, and here they hear a cut-off scream, and then lightning struck. I mean, maybe they think like, I don't know, the gods are after him or something.
I'm
Well,
with Dalrin. Try
this-
that.
Yes, this could totally work. I like it.
I'm gonna take this head, I'm gonna wheel it around, and I am just gonna fling that thing out of the trees and just have it just
You're-
roll.
A pretty solid distance
a
from
strong
these
guy.
lands. Yeah,
It
you're
doesn't need
strong.
to hit them. It
Yeah.
just needs to get out there.
So, roll me. I guess it would just be a ranged attack here. Because you're trying to pitch ahead.
May I use athletics?
They're
I'm
like
not really trying to hit any particular
20. Yeah, I guess
square.
we could go athletics.
They're just
You're
going for
trying
the
to-
yeet.
Because it's through a bunch of jungle undergrowth, too. You're like well back in the under. Unless you want to move up towards closer to the tree line.
It's
and throw
way
it.
better if, like, the head is the only thing they
Just
see.
flying out of the trees.
This is totally theatrics at this point. I'm gonna use a session reroll because I absolutely must try to sell this.
It's all about theatricality.
Yeah.
Presentation.
There we go. That's gonna be a 28 athletics.
So 28, you would be able to make it. You'd be able to get the distance. So
So just they're peering off into the trees. What was that scream? Did you hear something? And then just kind of sailing out of the trees, a dark spot that gets bigger, rolls. They kind of stare at it, and just as it finally finishes its last turn, the head of the vulture demon just rolls around and stares at them
giant
with
massive
dead eyes.
beak and this dead red flesh on the ground.
You know the sound that a branch makes when it breaks in the distance in the woods? That's the head coming out of the trees. Just
And the churuka scramble back away from this a good distance. The ones that are the closest to it, making some distance around the edge of the fire. Trident still in hand, turning back, calling something over their shoulders further out into the mines. It gets the attention of a lot of the boggards that are over at the infirmary, that are just, again, kind of like when the alarm had raised by the kobold. They're just sort of looking over, like, what do you want about? Because from that distance, they almost certainly can't see that there even is anything that was thrown, much less what it is.
So if I was directly under this nest when it got exploded, am I just like covered in blood?
Well, the big gore nest was the Vrock's nest.
Yeah.
this is just a nest.
The nest for this weird little vampire bat
Well,
creature thing
no,
is
the
much
bat
more-
creature itself.
Well, they have a surprisingly small amount of blood. They're very gaunt and thin, so I mean, you would certainly have gotten some, but it wasn't like a blood shower coming down out of the trees onto you or anything.
It could be time for ventriloquism.
Have you been saving this the entire time? This is your moment.
I ain't saying no.
I can't.
All right, cause yeah, why not? The demon's head will start actually talking to them.
What did you think? Why are you so
I don't know what I
surprised?
thought. I don't know what I thought. It's hilarious though.
You were like, oh right, the head we just threw out there. I'm like, what were you thinking?
She asked about ventriloquism. What did you think her
The
plan
nest?
was?
You want me to put the voice in the nest? Why would she do that?
So the head starts speaking. You cast a quick spell, and then what are you doing with this head here?
Your master bids me to give you a message. Go. Go forth and tell your brethren that they must leave this place.
So at this point, they're already either reacting or they're not. What is the DC for your illusion here?
It's
I'm-
not an illusion.
It's
I'm
It is
throwing
an
my
illusion.
voice.
Your ventriloquism is an illusion.
It's an illusion? Oh, then it's my spell DC, 25.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Okay. I'm gonna get a 19. So as they hear this voice emanating forth from this head on the ground, one of them just stares at it wide-eyed, almost seemingly petrified. Like he has completely lost the ability to react to stimulus or do anything.
Leave the
And he just
injured,
stares down at it.
as I wish to consume them.
The other two break up to the north. Trident still in hand, scattering off into the distance to some degree, screaming and hooting again as they were before. Whereas the third one,
They're having such a bad day.
the one who the leader of the Churuka group is still just staring down at the thing,
Look,
frozen with his trident in his hand.
look into my eyes.
They're
They're not there anymore.
It has no eyes. You did Look into my eye sockets. It's not the same thing, I suppose.
Well, that
And,
seems we got them out of the way.
He's still just like frozen, like his entire life. Churuka.exe has encountered an area.
Well then, I guess it seems fairly good. Shall we?
Yeah, I
Move
think,
in?
yeah, that'll do.
All right, let's break cover.
So, the group of you
Sorry, I had
Stride.
at least a little fun today.
valiantly forth from the tree line.
Well, I think 2 of us break the tree line. The other 3 are going to stay right behind
Two
it.
people valiantly forth from the tree line to an absolutely terrified Churuka,
Both
who
of
is
us covered in blood.
very
Not a whole
much
lot,
not
but
looking your
somewhat.
direction.
Well,
And,
and maybe.
Yeah.
2 more Churuka, pretty far off in the distance, who have, after running a brief distance there away from that, kind of stopped and turned back and see the group of you emerge. And it almost seems like this first Churuka here doesn't even notice that you arrive for a brief moment. He's still just kind of standing there. But eventually, I am sure, some amount of either arrows or magic or glaives are definitely going to force him to pay attention here. So roll me some initiative, comrades, and Kyrie JCB, resume, I like that. Take your reward. Use the hero point.
Nicely done. Oh, everyone get +1.
Not a one. That'll like double your score
Concession
there.
reroll that natural 1 on
Oh,
initiative.
hey, he also got a natural one.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
will-
rerolling that.
I will take that.
So this,
Much better.
16 times better. as a matter of fact.
Exactly.
this first guy here, who is the leader of the group at Churuka, has an 11. He is staring at the Vrock. He has no idea what's going on.
He's been vrocked.
You've rocked his world.
I want to rock.
Buddy.
I got a 26.
Dalren?
I got a 13.
You beat that
good
guy.
job.
You,
I'm too busy
you
trying to look
trip.
cool as I stride
Stride.
out.
You like stumble
I'm
over
in
the
slow motion.
undergrowth
I'm
here.
still walking in slow motion.
There's me.
27.
What, you had 26, buddy?
26.
Okay. Rur?
25.
Okay, we're just gonna, you were all one off. And Asvis?
60.
35.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, I still need to get the other 2 dudes that are way off in the distance, but they'll come back eventually. 21 and 15. So you had a 13, right? Something.
Yeah, I got a
ridiculous
13. I rolled a
about-
1. So.
So let me. I literally can't zoom this out enough to also put these guys on it. Like, but they're also definitely, they've noticed they are en route. It's not gonna be fast, but they're coming.
I
And
am the Lord who is sometimes.
here are some Churuka tokens.
Ew, Churuka tokens. I guess we'll just put 2 up here.
Somewhere in that general direction.
Okie dokie. Esvis, as Buddy and Dalren break from the tree line here, you are the first to react. As the Churuka just staring at a broadcast, 2 in the distance, turning around, realizing they've possibly been had.
All right. I'm going to hunt prey.
Have they been had though? Have they
I
really?
don't
Again,
know.
you could definitely already have the spray.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if these are targets that like you're aware of before a fight starts, you could definitely mark them at any point in advance.
Okay.
Like,
Then we will do second verse, same as the first. We'll lead off with a 2-action hunter's aim. 27.
27's definitely gonna hit him.
Okay. Where's another D8? There it is. Ooh, 16 points of magical piercing damage.
Okay, solid hit.
Good tracer arrow, and then 2 more shots.
Ventriloquism is inherently.
One arrow just goes wide.
Okay.
And then third shot, they both go wide. Just completely knocked him in the wrong knuckles, and they went wide.
Warning shot.
It's always sad when you see a 2 on the die. Because
You
it's
hit him?
right beside the 20.
Yeah.
You get a good solid hit on them, and then you try to scare them off at this point. And that leaves you with 1 action left still.
No,
Oh, no,
no,
100
I-
shots. 100 aims too, right?
Yep.
Resume.
Resme will pick up one of the rocks that's on the ground in the forest, and with telekinetic projectile will wing one of them toward this thing at rocket speed. That's gonna be a 23.
23 will hit him. His armor almost enough to shoulder that blow, but he'll get it.
That's going to be 12 points of damage.
Okay.
Huh.
And then I will shield.
Telekinetic projectile works on light bulk or lighter. One bulk or lighter things, right? How many bulk is the head of the demon?
Don't
Probably
think
one
I
bolt or
didn't.
less.
Don't think I didn't. Don't think I didn't consider it, my friend.
So you could pitch the dome at him. Buddy.
Okay, I'm going to just really try and make myself larger than life here and stride forward towards him, point out to the forest, and although I cannot speak Mwangi, I'm going to just be like, Ren. and then I'm going to so that's an intimidate. I'm going to try and intimidate him.
Okay.
Which is -2 because I don't have intimidate glare.
-4 to natural language, I'm pretty
4.
sure.
Oh, okay. So that's that only ended up being a 18.
I mean, he does already look like he's very frightened.
Yeah, well,
But,
it's the idea. I'm trying to get a point across, and then I'm
But
going to raise.
He's just almost just confused, whatever you're doing
But
here.
I'm just generally pointing just
Right.
away, and then I will raise my shield.
Rur.
Well, he hasn't started moving yet. I'm going to encourage him with a reach divine lance.
Okay. Run faster.
Get running. 24.
24 will hit.
That's a pile of D4s. One of them bounced out.
That looks like a
8, 12.
lucky man. And one action left.
Reach.
Oh, reach spell, right. No
It's
action
only 30
left.
foot.
That's all you got. And then the two monkeys in the distance, the two churuka way up here, seemingly kind of realizing that things have gone awry. Seeing the group of you emerge, stride out, and spells slinging out from the forest, you're gonna swallow their terror, realize they've made a mistake, and kind of glance at each other just to make sure the other one's also going and not gonna run off in the distance themselves. They're terrified, shrieking and hooting, kind of converts into an enraged screaming, and they are both going to make their way down here. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 45, 50. Running on all fours with really surprising speed
Got some speed.
for such little creatures. And as they get up towards the fire, one of them with his free hand reaching down to just scoop up a rock or a bit of stone from around the edge of this is containing it and just fling it out towards Buddy here. The other one picking up just a large bit of hard wood from the tree line and chucking it out towards Dalren. And the one coming towards Buddy,
Some range they got on that.
well, it's
He's gonna ring the bell.
it's solidly out of the first range increment, so they're doing their best. The one at Buddy, rock is going to fly out for a 31.
And that is just going to it's gonna hit, but I'm going to try and block it away.
Okay. And as he pitches this thing, them again moving spectacularly quickly, he almost picks it up and spins himself around to get momentum to pitch it and throws it like it was a shot out of Esphus's bow.
I do remember them.
Yeah, this about fist-sized stone is gonna fly into you for 15 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
They can pitch them rocks. The other one, hucking his towards Dalren
We should make a baseball team.
with a
Yeah, that's exactly
The
what we're
Mwangi
doing.
Churukas.
Hey, we got a bat.
he's in the third range increment, so he's gonna be a 30 even.
A 30 even. Okay, that's a normal hit. Oh, and am I still raging?
No, you took some time to intimidate him. It's probably been more than a minute. He's
Okay.
been, you did the
So-
ventriloquism stuff. They've been running away.
My monocle was
It's been
still
a long
down. I
time.
was like, did I?
This rock is gonna connect with you for 13 points of bludgeoning damage,
Okie dokes.
and that will bring us to you, Dalren. As your slow walk out of the tree line is interrupted by a chunk of wood slamming into you pretty hard.
It's kind of spare glance, but no, I have the object of my ire directly in front of me. So, count with my razor here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Perfect. So I'll stride up here.
Leave him in half.
And it was just with a nice long steps, pocket that monocle one more time, and then whip that Gisam around and just smash the guy who's kind of probably looking up from being assaulted.
He's taking some solid hits too.
That's a 32.
With his frightened condition, a 32 is going to critically hit.
Oh boy.
Cleave him in half.
So 11, 14, 25, 50 points of lightning damage.
Cleave him in half.
Not going to kill him.
Hey.
But still,
Big boy.
Still,
That
that's
is going to, like, spin him on the spot, almost putting him down, as he certainly realizes that looking around...
What could have cleaved that spider in half, he wonders.
As he makes some
A
connections.
moment of realization in his eyes as he looks up towards Doran.
A couple inches farther, and that would have been me.
And he looks up towards you and starts to almost just vibrate, shaking with fury, hooting, slamming his trident on the ground a couple of times before he steps up forward, trying to keep himself inside your blade's reach, swinging the trident down at you, not even really stabbing it forward, overwhelmed with rage. Not so much the shrieking speed that some of these other churukas have put out, just an overwhelming, almost silent fury as he swirls this towards you. And this trident is going to strike at you for a 26.
26 will just hit me.
Alrighty. And that is going to slash through you for 14 points of slashing damage.
Okay. It kind of brushes it off.
While cutting well enough with the jagged tips of his tridents to kind of open a wound across you. I can't find it. I really should just not have the quick reference deck of cards because it really ends up just being the slow reference deck because I look through my main deck and I'm like, oh yeah, that's in the quick deck, and then grab it out of the quick deck so it doesn't make
we
my
also
job
have
any faster.
persistent damage from last fight. I'll just keep this just in case.
You don't know. You never know.
And step rage swing. That's him. Esvis.
I'm going to again two action hunter's aim.
Two int.
Two int.
Me shoot bow.
Me shoot bow. Two action hunter's aim on my prey
Who is really injured.
for a 34.
34 is going to critically catch him as he's still frightened one.
Awesome.
And I mean, if you like the sound it makes when you roll dice, feel free, but this 100% is going to put him down.
Okay. Yeah, 32 points of magical piercing damage.
He is seemingly able to overcome his rage or his wounds for a moment through sheer rage. This calculated shot's going to definitely force him to succumb.
Okay. I just want to pin him to the side of the fire.
Cooking for
Roasted
later.
churuka.
Knock him into the fire
Just
pit.
knock him into the fire pit. And then I will just set my sights on this one right over here, and he will be new prey. And
Okay.
that's my 3 actions.
Do you remember where you got this fight?
What?
Do you
I
remember
got
what
a
you-
26.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, he's right behind me.
Uh-oh.
And I got a 25.
That's what I thought. So, as you change your target here, as fight starts to spill out, you can see the boggards have kind of been amassing themselves on the other side. They're pulling out their sticks and they're looking this direction. They seem to be in no particular hurry to come
The
assist the
Churuka's getting
Churuka.
beat.
Oh no, not the churuka,
Oh
they
no,
say.
the Churukas. But they are picking their stuff up and they're getting there. And resume.
Resme will, at this point, kind of just smirk and say, this is just so bad, but I have to do it. And using the head as a projectile, will send it flinging out toward the Churuka. It's like haggard face almost screaming at it as it comes toward him.
Medusa head. But with burb.
It's a 23.
23 will just get him.
That's going to be 16 points of damage.
Okay.
Can be like slashing or piercing because he's got a beak.
Yeah, if you're playing the thing, it's whatever kind of damage the thing would do. I mean,
It's mental damage.
it's mental, honestly. That's whatever you want it to be at that point. Oh, and then with one action,
Shield.
keeping your shield maintained. Buddy.
Okay, I'm going to move, double move to around the back side of the churuka next to the fire pit. And then I am going to be, you ran in the wrong direction. And I'm going to shove him into the fire pit.
Nice.
So you want the backside like?
Oh, well, yeah,
like here?
just so that I can shove him into the
Nice.
fire
And
pit.
as he's coming forward, and as he's pitched this thing, and you run up toward him, as you run up alongside him, he takes a quick stab at you with his tridents.
Okay,
For a 31.
and that'll hit. Doesn't crit, though,
Yeah.
so that's good.
He is not raging yet. So it's gonna hit you for 23 points of slashing damage.
Okay. Okay.
But does not cause you to bleed because he's not raging yet.
Okay, and then I'm going to try and kick him in the fire pit.
Shoot it.
So that is a 24.
A 24 is not going to do it. He's small. He's got a real low center of gravity. It's kind of hard to get on him. And these
And we're not supposed to hero point after we hear the results. We're supposed to do it before we hear the results.
technically, but if you want to, I'll allow it.
Okay, well, I would like to. I would like to kick this guy in the fire. Redeemer quality
Our
here.
champion, everybody.
Burn the
He redeemed
heretics.
you.
To
Yeah.
be fair, you are 7th level characters. Just a normal fire pit is probably way less deadly than any one of you. So
31.
31 will succeed, however, and you boot him, shove him back into this big fire pit here. And it's a pretty decently sized pit, actually. It does drop down a bit. So he is going to fall prone as he stumbles backwards in his pit after this one stab.
Okie dokie. And that's my turn.
Be reborn in fire. Boot.
You better stop praying to Cern Ray, son! So, as the boggards move here, 2 of them run up to the north around the side, calling out in Mwangi towards the hut where you know that kobold is waiting. The rest of them, as they see the churuka pretty swiftly starting to get overrun, are going to start moving forward. The 2 of them that are behind the infirm, moving a little bit around just to get a bit of a clearer line. Each of them, as they come around here, staff up in one hand, incanting spells and slinging green bolts of magic with the other.
Yeah, fancy.
So, Dalren, being the closest one who is not behind a fire pit, you're going to take 3 of these, and Rur, being the other one they can see, is going to take 2 of them.
Ooh,
And
they got some range.
Yeah, that is impressive range.
120-foot range on the spell.
Nice.
It's magic. Fistal.
We're getting into the area where spells start to have decent length. No more 30 foots.
So 2 on Rur is going to get a 27 and a 16. You could probably estimate their attack range in there.
1 hit, 1 miss.
And the one that connects with you as they fling these out over a pretty great damage here connects a rolling bolt of acid.
Oh.
And you are going to take
A facial.
12 points of acid damage. And it's going to kind of cling to you a bit and continue to burn. And you are going to take some persistent damage as well. And then 3 of these.
I'm gonna get to collect all the types of persistent damage I can
Yeah,
get.
you're going to have every kind of. You're going to be the persistent master. 3 of these swung out towards. I feel like I'm shaking Warhammer attacks. No, I'm getting to the army-sized dice rollers. I'm like, all right, the unit of Boggart Swamp Seers is going to try to manifest acid arrow on Dalren.
There you go.
This is the closest, so I can target him. That is going to be a 24, a 21, and a 12 on a natural one.
Okay, the 24 will just hit because I don't take them seriously.
So one of them manages to catch you with one of these acid bolts as well. you are going to take 16 points of acid damage and collect a new type of persistent damage, as you are now bleeding and searing
Melting.
from acid.
Yep.
You know, this is all very healthy for your skin care.
Oh, it's exfoliating.
Everyone
It's
should have
wonderful.
this in their routine.
It's how Dalrin keeps his complexion so smooth.
Acid
very
burns.
Acid
nice.
burns.
And the three boggards that were already in front just advance a little closer as they cast out this array of bolts. Rur.
Well, I too have a 120-foot reach spell prepared, and I'm going to pop Calm Emotions in the middle of the three that casted Dalrin.
Stop.
So that's just a
Calm
will
down.
save from all three of them.
Okay. So as this kind of washes over them here. Will save from a group of swampy boys. We're going to have a 28 on the top one, a 24 on the middle one, and a 15 on the bottom one. And it got worse as I went.
All right, so the middle and the bottom one, any emotional effects are suppressed, and they cannot take hostile actions until targeted by a hostile action for the next minute.
Okay.
And the other one, he just has a -1 to hostile actions.
Okay. So as two of them, after they sling this and start to advance, they kind of stop a little bit, almost seeming to just sort of slow their step as the rest of them continue forward.
And then I'm going to use my third action to move farther back into the trees behind the nearest tree trunk.
Please no. Please no. Please stop.
This is a very expansive battle.
This is we're getting to some interesting battle scale here.
Do
which
we need
is-
tokens for boggards, by the way?
Oh, would you like here? Can I just
They're coming out of the walls.
shower you with boggards?
They're just leaping.
Is that enough? Got another one here.
Yeah, that's enough.
Like the Age of Ashes pawn box actually does have 6
too many.
of that. Oh, I gave you a wrong buggard. 6 of the buggard swamp seer tokens.
Look at that.
I like
for this
their little
specific
thingies.
fight.
Oh, man.
So, yeah,
this
for-
is just hanging around.
For exactly this encounter. Oh yeah, this is one of the ones that it went up to. Oh, it's probably one I got eaten my friend. I've won too many now.
Well, no, that's been sitting here.
Oh, okay, fair enough. So this one is in the fire.
Dead bad.
This guy's in the fire. He's not having a good time.
Nope.
He's prone. He is going to take 2 points of fire damage. Apparently very flame retardant. The fur
Yeah.
doesn't catch as well as you would expect. And he is going to stand himself up and just fly into a rage. Not even climbing out of the fire, just swinging up with his trident at you. Furious. For a 27.
27. I didn't raise my shield.
Nice.
That will hit.
He's gonna catch you for 14 points of slashing damage, and you said you already had a persistent damage card?
I do.
All right, you do actually
and
have
I'm
persistent
going,
damage.
and I will. He will dream of a better life, not sitting in a fire pit. Oh no, I can't do that.
You can't do that on yourself.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right, right,
Second
right.
edition,
We
you are
decided
not
to
your
do
own
that.
ally.
That's right.
Oh, really?
Which I
Figure
didn't
that
really
out?
learn until reading something different that specified
Yeah.
you and your
Right,
ally.
right,
You were
right,
in
right,
first
right.
edition, you're not your own ally in second.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
You could actually only can glimpse his friends.
You're your own
Oh,
enemy.
right. So I'll shield then.
All right.
No, I don't have a shield. Okay, there we go. Never mind.
Okay.
Just ignore me. I'm fine. That was 15.
15, yes. And 14. This other Churuka here going to start raging as well as he slows down substantially from the shrieking mess that he'd been before and approaches much more quietly, just rage in his eyes, mouth open, but just a wordless fury, jumping up to jab out with the trident as he comes closer for also a 27.
That still hits.
And he is going to give you 13 points of slashing damage.
That's nice of him.
When you told me the save on the bottom one here, do you say he rolled a hard one?
He did roll a hard one. I
Okay,
do
then
see it.
yeah.
He's just like, he doesn't get to play
Yeah.
anymore.
For the next 10 rounds, he literally does not participate.
Dalrin.
All right. So the head's over here now. Dang it! I want to spear it and fling it back at him. Oh well, the boggarts. Fair enough. I'll just kind of look over at Buford and say, "You have it well in hand," and then I'm just going to close the distance here.
So this is going to get a little interesting. Let me see. It may be better if I just make this map frickin' huge. And just because it's a giant sprawling battle we have going right now.
It is a bit.
At some point, we're gonna have to just address the fact that this is a much larger scale conflict than we're used to. I suppose we might as well do that sooner rather than later.
That's fair. That's fair.
You want to give me the 2 boggarts?
Here is Un. And here is Du.
5, 30, 35. That's one move.
Yeah, I'll just move those out of the way.
5, 10.
There's so many
15.
boggarts. There's so many boggarts on the table.
Yeah, but a lot
And
of
you
them are
can
injured.
clearly see that these 2 have stopped fighting.
Right. Okay. So 2 moves will advance me up directly, just straight forward. Will end me adjacent. Well, actually, yes. Yeah. I'll stay.
Reach.
Yeah. I got a reach
He
weapon.
just rushes the lines. Torrent's gonna go fight so many boggarts.
I got this. It's fine. I'm partially melting and still bleeding, but it's okay. I got
And
this.
they are, obviously, as they're casting spells here, quite different from just the kind of hulking boggart brutes that you would see back in Citadel Altarian. These ones all look more shamanistic, with a lot of various furs and leathers and several fetishes around their belts and on their shoulders.
Should really learn how to stop people from casting when they're within my reach. Huh?
Oh, you,
didn't-
acid.
yeah.
damage, that's right. Continue.
Okay. And I'm just gonna take a swipe at the top one. Hey, that's 34.
34 is going to very critically hit. These guys coming up, as you slash into them, the leathers and skins that he is wearing clearly are in no way armor. It's just clothing, and your Gisarm cuts through them like they are absolutely nothing.
Oh boy.
It's almost like they're me, but frog.
Yeah, they are. They are frog clerics, and as you walk up to the line of frog clerics, you're dead.
Okay, fair enough. Let's see. 8 plus 14, 22, 44 lightning damage.
Dead. Kills him instantly.
He literally makes that sound.
Well, you're not much, are you?
And so you are going to take 3 points of acid damage and 3 points of bleeding damage at the end of your turn. And both of you two make me flat checks to see if
I got
the
a
condition
13.
ends. Okay, so yours is continuing. And then you make me, I guess, 2 flat checks to see if...
Flat check of the first is an 11. Flat check
Still
of the
acid.
second is a natural 1.
Still bleeding. Good thing crit failing doesn't do anything on this. Esvis.
Well, can I even see my prey since I got booted into the fire?
Yeah, because he's on the edge of the fire.
And he also stood up again.
Yeah, and he's standing up in it, just fighting out of
The
flames
mad
licking
lad.
up around his body. You can pretty clearly see him.
Okay. I will.
Too hot or too angry to burn.
Too hot to handle.
I will 2-action Hunter's Aim. Send another Tracer Arrow. For a 32.
32 will hit him.
Darn, I was hoping the fire would give me some kind of bonus.
If anything, it's going to be concealment, but
Which I ignore.
that's fair. Yeah, it just doesn't. Oh, wait, no, he is raging. That does crit him. Woo! He's raging.
It's just more clickety clack.
Okay, so
Large scale battles.
25 points of magical piercing damage.
Solid hit.
And he is pinned
In the fire.
in the fire.
Oh boy.
How many rounds before the arrow burns away? And he could just walk.
He didn't seem
Hopefully.
super interested in getting out in the first place.
True. And then
You can just tip his hat back away.
and then hunted shot for 2 more shots. For a natural 20.
He's deleted.
And my last shot is a 30.
30 will also hit him. 2 crates and a hit. Lay it into him.
All right,
You
so
might well
He's not
survive this,
flat-footed
honestly.
when
They're
he's
the-
pinned,
they're
is
the big
he?
ones. The churuka are much more
Because that
physically
might make a
strong.
difference.
I don't know. Is he flat-footed when he's pinned?
No.
Okay.
Ah, that would have been
He's just
hilarious.
Okay, that would be pretty fun.
Crit, crit, crit.
All right, so 35 points of magical piercing on the crit, and
6.
another 12 points of magical piercing on the second hit.
So 78 damage on that on-fire Churuka, who is just burning away in the fire pit, seemingly too mad to make the intelligent decision to attempt to get out of it, and now has had the choice made for him. Resume.
Do I have 120 feet on those things?
It's kind of hard to tell right now.
I'll say at this front line probably. I don't want
Those
to
things
count
being
it.
the boggarts? Or
Yeah,
the...
the-
I don't feel like counting it, so I'm gonna say that it's right close. So I'll say you've got it on this front four here.
Yeah,
And
sure.
you don't have it on the further runs that are retreating.
Resme will toss out a triple magic missile on the one that's a little farther away from Dalren.
We're actually exactly 120 feet away from this.
Okay.
Perfect.
So as he gets a cascade of missiles slamming
Forward.
into him.
It's a triple magic missile. You get 2
That's
at
6.
each level, so it's 6. And it's +1 per missile.
Right.
But not your spellcasting modifier.
Yeah.
Because it's weird
Magic
and works
missile
differently
is
from everything
literally
else.
like the most confusing spell, and I don't know why.
It's just different from everything.
I like it.
You don't like free damage?
I like free damage. I just don't like things that are different.
Hey, good roll.
5, 10, 14, 17, 20, 24.
Okay, the 24 damage is this cascade of missiles flies past Dalren into this southernmost boggard. It just seems to be turning to retreat at this point. He's fairly well injured, but with all of this yelling here, player 4 has entered the game.
Haha.
As the door, I'm not going to move the map and make you redo all the miniatures again, but the door to the northern shack flies open, and the kobold comes out, seemingly pretty upset about the things that are going on here.
To give us what for?
I mean,
And,
she knew we were coming.
She did. She's pretty well set on this, and she's got her skull top staff. And as she comes out here, you can see the head almost appears to be a flame, smoke trailing off of it as she emerges. Her other hand adjusting various bottles and tinctures on her belt. As she comes out to like the corner of the building and is still like 35 feet away from the edge of the screen here. She's like 150, 200 feet away from you guys. She coming. But she's a grandma, she's not fast, and her head is very far away.
Oh, Lord, she coming.
Oh, Lord, she coming.
And
We have achieved greater than one section of the GM screen combat.
this is, I think, the first time I've really in any Pathfinder had such a massive scale battle. I don't think I've ever had such a large sprawling fight as this. It's interesting.
The fortress in Skull and Shackles.
Maybe. That was also pretty large. Buddy.
Okay, I'm going to hunker down and kind of just call into myself and like, well, here's battle, and I'm going to step around to the back side of this. I'm gonna shield up. So basically, what I'm doing is I'm kind of calling into like my Iomade defenses here, and I'm gonna step around to the back side of the double step over to the backside with my shield raised.
Now push him into the fire.
I'm like, you're next. You'll be next if you don't start moving. Of course, they don't understand anything I'm saying, but it's the thought that counts.
Okie dokie. So, Boggard boys here. One of them is immediately just going to retreat back around the corner of the building. As he's taking a bunch of magic missiles and he feels no compulsion to continue fighting.
That one, I think.
He's the one southernmost in the middle. Yeah, that one is going to run for it.
Oh.
He's like, not what I was after. Good day to you all.
It's hard to tell because the icons are all smaller than our.
Yeah, we got a pretty zoomed out battle here.
Got to start picking stuff up to see. Oh, who moved?
Thank you, Justinian.
Oh yeah, Justinian dropping a hero point to Dalren. Does that put you up to?
2.
I swear, every time I look at this, it's when the nameplates are up. The nameplates are up, I think, 10% of the time. But every time I look over at the hero points, I swear it's when the names are up. There it goes. They pop up for like 10 seconds every minute and a half or something like that. Anyway, the Boggard nearest you, Dalren, is going to croak out a spell, Clava Densissima. He seems to be focusing energy up into his staff.
This one?
Yes.
He hasn't been attacked.
Yeah, and focusing energy up into his staff as vines and leaves grow out along its wooden length, kind of twisting and blooming outward.
Ah, bet you there's lots of moisture in those vines.
As he holds it up above his head, he lets out a croak, almost just a battle cry. And I need you to make me a will save.
We'll save.
Right? Yes. Against a
Maybe
fear effect
cons-
if you have anything against that.
Yeah, I don't have anything specific against that. But I do get a 28.
He's a surprisingly overbearing kind of deep sound, but you don't let it shake you too much. The northern two
Sonic
up here.
If my lower too low, I just poo myself. The frogs just brown note you.
The northern.
That's why they're so scary.
The secret technique of the Cinderclaws. All of our enemies wear pants.
Dang it! It's so hard to fight now that my pants are so heavy.
We must retreat for today, brothers.
Ooh, imagine if that.
Let's not.
Okay.
Feet the beta, and then one of these brown notes.
You can use the propulsion to catapult yourself away from the danger.
Oh my god.
Anyway.
One of these days, we won't fall back on toilet humor. But
We're
Not
adults.
today.
It's not that day.
The northern two, seeing the kobold emerge, one of them raises his staff up and croaking out a battle cry, turning around with his free hand, Sagita Sedum, and casting out a green bolt towards Dalren as the other one turns, focusing a bit more and doing much the same. So you're going to take 2 more of these acid bolts from the 2 that haven't cast acid bolt yet. Coming in for a 26 and a 31 and a natural 20.
Oh, very nice. Okay, so hit, and then 20.
These 2 were scrambling much less to
Gives them critically.
yeah. They got to kind of line it up for a minute. Okay, the critical hit does not double the persistent damage, so your persistent damage isn't going to change. You're already boiling, and now you're just boiling a lot.
Okay.
The first bolt, the non-crit, is going to hit you for 19 points of acid damage, and the crit bolt is going to hit you
Ooh, this might knock me out.
for 36 points of acid damage.
I'm not quite knocked out.
And as you see Dalren just getting pelted by these spells, having now just absorbed 3 or 4 of them, these buggers turn back around and make their way a little bit towards the battle. Staffs raised, croaking out just wordless battle cries. And we've got the 2 bottom, so many enemies. The 2 bottom ones left, who are a little bit calm emotioned, but only so much, are...
No, these 2 have not been calm emotion.
Oh, they haven't been at all.
No,
Yeah, it's
it
the top
was
ones.
the 2 in front of Dalren that got calm emotioned.
He's gonna move up to here. He's gonna move out to the side with that same incantation, causing the vines and leaves to grow out from his staff. The one coming closer to you, however, is going to let out another one of those deep rattling croaks, and I need another will save from you. He didn't critically succeed, so you're not immune to more of them.
Oh, that looks like a hero point. I'm gonna go ahead and spend it. Thank you so much, Silver Knight
They're really pretty.
252018.
That made us such cool little hero points. You're so good.
Yeah. Ah, that was a flub. Okay, so that's a critical failure. Well, it's a hang on. It's a 12 on a natural 1. If it's really
That
easy,
is
maybe
a
it's just a
critical
normal failure. Okay.
To be
Wait.
fair,
Do you have your?
there is not a critical failure
It's
on
30
this.
feet.
Oh.
There is only regular failure.
Fair enough.
So you're okay. But you are going to be frightened 1.
Probably has something to do with my flesh melting off my face at the
Yay.
moment.
Yeah, they're kind of giving it to
I
you
might
right
need
now.
to
You are-
retreat.
You're being a bit overwhelmed. Again, it's in the quick pile. I just shouldn't have the quick pile.
I already have a persistent damage.
This is
Oh, the
frightened.
frightened effect.
Yeah.
That's right.
Can you retreat when you're raging?
I can actually.
Just-
cool.
He's mad. He's not stupid.
Fair.
Not completely stupid, anyway. All right, that's all the frogs. So, Rare,
I'm gonna hold my turn and yell over to Dalren, "Get back here! I can't heal you over there."
you want to just go over here, I assume?
Yeah.
That brings us back to the churukas here. One of them, who is still in the fire, is going to take 9 points of fire damage and die.
You're next.
As you pin him in there, and he reaches down, taking these arrows to grab at these, and just crumples over into a smoldering heap in the fire, and doesn't really have an opportunity to come back out. He's lived the bad times. The remaining churuka here, still raging, is going to bear down on what he sees as a sign of weakness, trying to kind of jump up off the ground to get around your shield that's about as big as he is. His first swing at you for a 23.
And I I'm solid. I've gotten into position and now I'm ready.
And then throwing out a second one for a 26.
And same thing, like that almost hits, but now that I have my shield up, I'm ready for him.
Just overcome by rage, he just keeps swinging for a 22 on the last one.
Yeah.
Your shield up here much more easily.
He's
able
ringing
to,
a bell.
Yeah, to deflect. Because he's a small, he's only like a
Yeah.
3.5, like 4 foot tall monkey. He like physically can't get his little trident. I mean, it's not a super
Well,
long
and I'm
trident.
not flanked now, so all I'm focusing on is blocking.
Yeah, and you're able to hold him off pretty effectively. Doran.
So this acid wash comes in. He's moving up, planning. I'm just gonna roll this, cut this thing down, and then just this wash of green just obliterates the left side of my vision, and it just kind of goes dark. And he kind of starts to lose the feeling on this side of his body. It's like, this might be a good time to pull away. But not because I'm scared of you.
I mean, I am scared of you, but that's not why I'm running.
It's mostly the acid.
Tactical retreat.
So he'll hold up his wrist, murmur a little token in Elven, and the wrist will blaze up, and that will give me plus 10 to my speed. And then I'm going to double move straight back 90. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
90 could get you like all the way to rear.
15, 16, 17.
You could literally get to the
I can
straight
literally
line.
finish right next
Yeah.
to Rur.
Hi.
And I'm going to do that and then likely pass out from persistent damage.
You're just running back across the no man's land here. You take 3 points of acid
I pass
damage.
out.
And he falls to the ground in front of her, unconscious.
All right, I was ready for this. I figured he wasn't going to be dealing too well after getting hit by a lot of casters. Popping Healer's Blessing, and then a 2-action heal directly into his face.
You have persistent too, don't you? Aren't you?
Oh, right.
Oh, wait,
I'm
hang on.
yes.
Let me see if
it
if I run out of flesh for it to melt. That's a 10. Nope,
Did
it's
you take
found
an acid
more.
bolt or are you bleeding?
I'm bleeding.
You're bleeding. Okay, so you
Does my bleeding stop? My bleeding doesn't stop either.
you take 3 points of bleeding damage. You can be yours as well as Rita's this turn. There's so many things to keep track of. It's such a huge battle.
But I don't roll for bleeding. Just happens, right?
No,
No,
bleeding
it
can still
goes away
end. It
just
can,
like
you
anything
can
else.
treat
Oh,
it with
okay.
medicine. That's the one that you can more easily treat, but it can also end on its own.
Okay.
That's pretty good. 17 plus
27.
Yeah, 27 plus 34 plus 9.
43.
27 plus.
Plus 30, 27 plus 34?
Plus
Oh, I thought you were
32.
going 27, 34. 27 plus 32 is
Yeah.
59.
Plus 9.
Is
So
68.
68.
That is how much health I have left.
So with the an incantation as Dalrun falls down before you. This is a World of Warcraft cinematic, right?
Yeah.
Battle for Ezra. He's staggering and falling on the ground. He's like, no.
And I'm still burning.
All right, and you are going to be now wounded and prone. You're going to stagger back towards the tree line,
Collecting all
blacking
the cards.
out
Collecting all the
moments
cards.
before you reach your ally.
Go ahead and tap one of those so that they know that you only have like an island left.
Oh, hang on. Yeah. Oh, you.
And you are going to take 4 points of acid damage.
So I was frightened 1 or frightened 2?
Frightened once, you're not frightened anymore.
So I'm
It
not
ends
frightened.
at your turn, yep.
Alright, get that
I
back
can
there.
take one of the 90 cards back.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dealing over here.
Want to dig into your collection.
You're
Shuffle.
scarred. You're not scared.
All right, Esvis.
And with 1 Churuka remaining, I'm gonna get that little guy off of my friend. Get away from my buddy! And 1 action hunt prey, and 2 action hunter's aim for another good tracer arrow.
Calm emotions ends.
Oh, you get to maintain it?
It's a concentration.
Okay.
25.
25 is going to hit him.
All right.
He's raging. He's the only one here that has some semblance of armor on. Although, as Grandma Kabold approaches, she does seem to have some simple leather barding, but not much.
All right, so that will be 14 points of magical piercing.
And at the moment, he's actually unhurt. That's
Yep.
the first thing it's landed on.
Yep, and that's all 3 of my actions.
All right, Resume.
Resme will just keep up her barrage on the guy that she hit before and throw another magic missile at him.
That guy ran away.
Yeah, that guy's out of
Yeah.
range.
Oh,
He's
he's out
back
of
over
range?
here.
Yeah, he
He's
ran
gone.
away.
He's like
Yeah.
160 feet away.
Yeah, he's way out of. He's definitely out of range. But the other three
then
boggarts here are definitely in range.
Then I'm gonna throw. No, I'm not wasting a fireball.
Not yet.
Oh, one of those.
That would hit these guys, and then we would have to kill you.
Yeah, I can't like hurt the injured guy. That's just not nice. Okay, that's gonna be 4, 8, 12, 17, 19, 22.
It's just the next boggart down the line.
Yep.
All right, so the first one who had raised up his staff and enchanted it, takes a bunch of these magic missiles now.
To the face.
Yeah, staggering a bit. So the kobold is making her way down, shouting something. She doesn't quite make it to the screen yet, but she's now about 15 feet back from the screen as she walks forward, pulling her staff up in front of her. You can just barely hear a tiny voice shouting something in the distance and just waving her staff and up above her head with her other hand. And then she just kind of swings it, and you see a little tiny bolt of fire searing, and it shoots past Buddy and the Churuka into where Dalrun had run into the tree line here before it erupts in a fireball. Which is, she really can't see you guys, so it's just pretty much aimed at the tree line where Dalren went in, so it's actually not going to hit Estus. It's going to hit Dalren, Rur, and Resme.
Here you go.
What am I making?
Reflex save.
Yay, my favorite
Yeah, it's
save.
probably fail.
Oh, pretty good.
26.
26 will succeed.
27.
27 will succeed. And Dalren?
I only got a 19.
19 will fail.
Kind of needed to succeed that one. I'm happy with that.
Alrighty, so, the total damage is a number plus a different number.
Plus a different number.
It's 21. So 21 fire damage to Dalren and 10 fire damage to Rur and Resme as this erupts.
10.
Yep, buddy.
That definitely
Okay.
could have been worse.
That's fire
I'm-
damage, so you get Desert Elf.
Oh, that's true. It's been so long since I've taken Desert Elf.
I am just uninjured, but that wipes my temp
Okay.
pool of hit points.
Okay, as I'm blocking these hits, I just kind of march forward with this shield
Inexorable.
as a door, like just kind of marching forward, and I'm gonna try and shove this guy.
Into the fire with you.
I'm a great person, yes. That is a 26.
26 is going to fail as you,
Oh my
you
goodness.
scramble them back a little bit. But again, these Churuka are strong. These trident-wielding Churuka here are actually pretty beefy.
Okay, I am going to, behind the shield, I'm going to raise the shield, and behind the shield, just kind to lay one of my hands on my own shoulder, and just kind of focus inward and lay on hands, trying to just toughen myself up here.
I'm bringing forth some support here, which actually is a pretty decent heal now, I believe.
24.
24. You don't have to roll anything. It's just
Yeah,
just
it just
happens. Which also gives you the AC bonus too.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, so we have Frog Pile. Frog Pile. Frog Pile is running out of targets to throw things at because everyone has
I've left.
they for the moment kind of run people off, but they definitely see you down there in the tree line. But they are
Fireball, 3 of them.
largely out of things that have a lot of range. So 10, 15, 20, 25. He's going to approach, enchanting his staff with these weaving vines as well. Whereas the two that have already done that are just going to rush forward towards the tree line, waving their staffs over their head. This one up into the mining pit here sees this battle Buddy's having with a Churuka, sees it, thinks about it for a second, and just kind of shrugs. And these two are also going to move down, enchanting their staffs.
That looks like churuka problem.
This is not bothered. He'll be fine. The churuka, raging here as you heal yourself, which doesn't provoke, does it? Doesn't have any. Like,
It's
but
just somatic. It's just somatic.
Somatic does provoke.
Oh, okay.
Somatic's
So,
a manipulate action.
yeah. Okay.
So,
Well, I did shield before that, but
Yeah,
yeah.
you got your shield up to block it, but he
Yeah.
does get the swing on that.
Okay.
Which is 25.
And that does not. I'm behind.
Yeah, failing to take advantage of your lapse there, he is going to get a great idea. He's going to hop around behind you with your shield up that he can't seem to get past. He's going to shove you.
Good luck.
Now the fortitude save, he is going to get a 32.
And he's gonna shield. He's going to shove me. But it's not critical. It's
Yeah,
just one.
he's gonna shove you 5 feet, and then as he kind of gets under you and forces you backwards, he is going to try to thrust upward underneath using this kind of momentum here to try and catch you with the trident for a 20.
And that is going to 10 minus doesn't critical fail, does it?
Time minus does critically fail, but do you do anything on a critical failure?
No.
So
I didn't
it
know
doesn't-
if he dropped it. Like I don't know.
No,
But
you
yeah,
have to
yeah.
have something that takes advantage of the action.
Okay, yeah,
Fair enough.
So Dalren is gonna wake up on the ground before feeling an explosion.
Just roast my eyebrows off. Okay, good. That worked out. They're closer. Let's see. Best to spread out. Kind of kip up to his feet. Let me take a look at the ranges I'm looking at here.
They're each like 2 move actions away.
Actually, I have a speed of 45 now, so I
Oh,
don't think
you
they
keep
are.
that?
1 minute.
Okay.
It's a 1 minute bracelet.
Nice.
Fair enough.
Thing.
Then they're 1 move action away.
Great. Yes, spreading out is good for the fire. Let's see if I can draw some of them away from you. So he'll break cover enough to be visible, then shoot downward diagonally and move around into the brush 10 feet back, but enough space to be able to swing at
Right.
at Bogger.
The kind
Can
of
I get a little
flanking
bit
strike
further?
here. Yeah.
Yeah, like just do
On a
south.
battle of this scale, I'm not interested in counting every individual tile.
Okay.
We're in
That's-
estimation range here because this is the gigantic battlefield.
That's actually a good question. Is rage dropped when you
Yeah,
go
I
down?
believe you are no longer raging
Oh,
from being
well,
up
let me
unconscious.
get my monocle.
Just calmly
back
reach
on.
into your pocket and put your monocle
Hold
back
on 1 moment, sir.
Thanks, Eric.
Oh, anyway. Fisticuffs, then.
All right, very good.
Knock the angry out of you.
Okay, so hang on. So I get my weapon spec for not... I get my weapon spec, but I don't get my rage bonus damage.
Right. And because then it's just slashing instead of electrical.
Right. Okay, hang on. Okay, I can recalculate that. All right, good.
The calculation's flying by.
Everything got more complicated.
Everything is worse forever.
My modifiers!
All right, that's only a 20. I should probably use a hero point on that. Let me use a hero point on that.
Alright, is that 0 for you?
That's 0 for me.
Dalren's
No, it's 1.
putting up the fight.
Because you're standing.
Ah, there we go.
That's much better.
That's much better. That's a 34.
34 is going to very critically hit. Again, these boggards here are unarmored.
12, 20, 40 slashing damage.
And with 40 slashing damage, even without your rage, as you step up, you cut him down in a single blow. Rur.
I'm going to. That's 30 feet, right?
To what?
Oh,
To
hang on.
Dalren. Oh, persistent
yeah,
damage.
let me give you some.
Persistent damage. The first persistent damage effect ends.
It takes
Second one's still going.
7 damage total, and you are still bleeding, but you're no longer taking acid damage.
Also me too.
Give it back.
No, no, I
Should
still need
should I
it.
roll for that?
4.
or Is that a roll thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
4
Well, you're
bleeding
not
damage for you
prone
as well.
anymore.
I'm not prone anymore.
Alright,
That's
I'm
true.
still leading. 4, you say.
And you're also not wounded.
He's a little
I am
outside 30.
totally
Little
wounded.
outside of
Oh, you
30.
are? Even with magical healing?
Magical healing doesn't get rid of wound. You get all the way up to
Bummer.
full.
All right.
Mundane healing gets rid of wounded.
Oh, that's right.
I guess I'm going to blast a reach heal into Dalren.
Oh, that's convenient. Thank you.
Please do not fall back down immediately.
You're far away all of a sudden.
One of those went down there, but the rest of those are really nice. Let me just re-roll one of these. I don't know where it went.
Yeah, there you go.
Panic!
There we go.
Panic! Everybody panic!
Is that a 9? That isn't.
That is a 9.
Yeah.
That's a 6.
Oh, it isn't?
It's 60.
Yeah, that's a 60.
It is a D10.
Okay, there's no 9, 15,
19 square
23,
computer blue.
55,
Calculation.
64.
64 health. A
Brilliant.
heal so mighty it comes with its own hero point restored to Dalren here from Ghost of Azan. Dalren, stop being out of hero points.
Stop it.
And a massive heal, taking all of Verse focus.
6.
Keep the barbarian up.
64.
Sounds right. Esvis.
Okay. There's still a problem.
Persistent.
Now your wounded's gone.
Just acid.
Yeah, actually, now my wounded's gone too, because that puts me to full.
6.
I'm smart.
Nice.
Main
It's a near thing.
Can I
but
hero
actually
point?
getting
You're
up
still
close.
wounded. You still have to rest.
Yeah,
Oh, it's really- yeah.
magical healing stops bleeding if you get back to full.
Ah,
But
thank you.
I knew it stopped something.
Bleeding, yeah. So
your
you're no
wounded
longer-
only goes away if I take the time to sit down and actually treat it.
If you heal him to full and he has time to rest, wounded will go away as well.
That too.
But yeah, you will actually heal off his bleeding and his acid stops, so he's finally no longer taking persistent damage. Esphis,
Okay.
attempt 3,
Attempt 3. Hunted shot. 2 shots heading into the Churuka over by Buddy.
who still looking quite good. It's only you that's landed him on him so far.
All right, so first shot. 25.
25 will hit.
And second shot. No.
That's not a number.
No. I'm gonna hold off. I may need those hero points. So 1 hit. So that's gonna be 11 points of magical piercing damage on that Churuka.
Alrighty. 25.
And then I'll hit him with a third shot. Because why not? For a wild miss.
That was a third shot.
Yeah. And then fourth shot.
It doesn't keep going up after 3, so we might as well keep shooting.
Might as well keep shooting. No, I just
Just
miss.
yeah, just arrows flying by this duel that's almost like there's the main battle and there's Buddy 1v1ing a Churuka in the corner.
Tiny
Resme.
little Churuka against
Yeah.
Buddy who's just like, I can't hit it.
Now that they're kind of back over here near to me, do I have 30 feet or do I need to use reach?
You don't have 30 feet, you need reach.
Alright,
They haven't
that's
gotten
fine.
that close. You guys are way back.
That's fine. I haven't gotten enough use out of that head anyway. I'm gonna pick the beaked head back up. This guy hasn't seen it yet. And I'm gonna toss its little beaked skull at the Churuka with the thing coming toward us.
Big beak.
The Churuka?
Sorry, the
Oh, the Boggard.
Boggart.
The Boggard, okay. And that was the Boggard that caught your previous magic
Yes.
missile too, so he's like already kind of
He's my
stumbling
prey.
along a bit. He's-
Multi class.
She's gonna get every single one of our classes by the end of this.
it's gonna be
like-
a 27.
27 will hit him.
Okay. Those are my spell dice. I don't use those. It's gonna be 12 points of damage.
And 12 as that slams into him is going to stagger him back. It's just not enough to bring him down.
Well, I rolled
and
1, 2, 3, so.
Guess who gets onto the map now?
Hey,
Yay! Welcome to the
One
battle.
of these things is not like the other.
One of these
Grandma
things has a red base.
is staggering forward. She's coming.
That was really loud.
She's coming. And as she staggers up here, she kind of leans her staff on her shoulder as she reaches up onto her back and pulls out a crossbow, knocking a bolt into it and ratcheting it back. Buddy.
I am going to the hammer that has just been I've been holding for decorative purposes. I'm going to go down and try and get some momentum and try and hit this.
He may run out of range rounds, actually. I think he's on 5.
Okay, so that is a 24.
24 hits? She's like, how do I...
What is
the
this
attack
hitting?
roll?
What is
do I
math?
hit
I don't know how
nowadays?
to... I don't attack.
I don't attack. This is hey, that's pretty good. So 14 plus 6, 20.
Oh, solid hit.
And then I'm going to step around to the side of him.
Okay.
So I'm not back to the fire because I'm not a huge fan of that.
I don't want to be
And
on the
then
fire.
I'm going to raise my shield again. I'm gonna add the other side just so I don't get in the way of it.
Like
I
all
know
the way around
Estes
him.
can shoot, but I
okay.
like
I thought you were like
having the fight on
Sort
the
of
other
close
side.
to the fire. And you're still bleeding, right?
Yeah, I'm still bleeding. Yes.
Forever. You take
12.
3 more points of bleed damage. And as you do, this churuka, as you guys are just having this eternal battle here up in the corner, reaches up with his trident to his, where your blood is slicked across this from where he cut you, and just runs his tongue up it, just licking the blood off of his trident.
Ugh.
And as he does, you see him get even angrier and almost kind of focus himself a little bit.
This blood tastes terrible.
And he's gonna heal up a little bit
Okay.
and get more mad.
Gotcha.
All right, turn of 50 boggards.
We're working on that number.
Yeah, again, they're getting down. They're being reduced. This one that's the nearest to the group here can actually make it down to Dalren
Oh my.
in an
goodness.
action. He can do it. And the other one can also do it. It's just going to take him 2 move actions. These ones are going to have to triple move as they rush the tree line here. Getting about as far as they can, but finally closing in. 2 of them coming with their enhanced, almost kind of living staves here. And they give 2 smack at you as they 2-hand these overhead. 1 for a 30 and 1 for an 18.
Opposite sides of the spectrum.
Yeah, the 30 will hit normally, and the 18 will just be an easy parry.
Okie dokie. These guys are little potato babies. The one who hits you is going to do 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
Bop.
Wow.
And then the one that was closest is just going to kind of spin it around and try to bring it down on you again for an 8.
And 8. He's not even standing there.
He's clearly not a practiced melee combatant.
Out
Did you roll
of
one of
rage,
these?
Dalren's actually got a little bit of stock. He actually remembers his forms a bit. He's actually taking the fight seriously. He just kind of practices
These are
distance.
clearly not like trained soldiers by any stretch of the imagination. After slinging what magic they have, that seems to be about what they've got. The other 2 that are approaching, they use their full turn to get there. They see these 2 fighting pretty ineffectively against you, and they kind of halt their attacks a bit, hanging a little bit more at a distance, while the last churuka continues the eternal battle for conquest here.
Has he landed a hit in the last 3 turns?
He has not hit in a while now. He's trying. He is going to get a 34.
Hey.
Well, he hits.
Why you do this?
This is on your head, Griff.
He
Why
gets
are
a
you
really
like
got a
this?
solid hit to one of my knees.
I bless crits all the time.
34, which is going to
only
hit
fair.
you for 15 points of slashing damage. And then another swing for a 35,
Oh, still a regular hit.
which is going to hit you for 19 points of slashing damage. As he finally seems to be starting to get the advantage here in this fight. And then he is just going to swing one more because he's just raging, and that's about all he's got in him for a 24.
And the last one, I finally am able to. That 24 last swing. Oh my god, he's so angry now.
He's pretty upset.
And Buford's not looking very good. In
He's
fact,
catching some hits here. Dalren.
Dalren's actually has found himself in an interesting situation. He fell out of rage, and he can't get it back up again for like another 5 to 6 rounds. This
And now
happens to all
children
sorts of
are hitting
guys.
you.
Yes. It's like, so he's gonna have to kind of remember his forms a bit. Like, goodness gracious, I have to think about this. So he'll just start kind of muttering to himself the different moves that his dad taught him when he was young. It's just, so it's like camel spits at orphan, stabs and goes down and jabs that foot. Desert elf technique names are the best.
Remember how to fight.
Yeah, all right.
Camel spits an orphan technique.
Wow, that's a natural one.
He's really bad
I
at
totally
this.
miss him. Like, I'm just not used to this. Well, fair enough, and he'll just take it around and he'll just muscle through and do a wide swipe to catch them both at the same time.
Okay.
And that's a swipe technique.
The swipe. For the makers of swipe.
Oh!
Comes the swipe.
Why you tease me like this, Die?
Oh, was it almost a 20?
That was, yeah, it was a
It was
19 and then went bloop and flipped down to a 2. Let me just, I'm not gonna take that again.
Yeah, don't let it
Do
touch
it.
you.
That's a, no, 25.
25 will connect.
Yay!
And he'll kind of mutter like, it hasn't really been doing that badly this day.
It did tease quite a bit, though.
Yeah, no,
That's
put it
fair.
away.
That's fair. And he'll just kind of mutter, water moon slice and go across.
Was this Neo?
12. Water moon slice? I mean, I stole that from Secret of Mana game, but
Fair
I don't
enough.
know. I learned my lesson about making them up on the fly. That's 20.
I like the fly one.
20 slashing damage.
All right. So as you, is that to both of them or?
That's to both of them.
Okay, yeah, it's one roll for both. So you just bring this across both with your watermelon slice or whatever it was.
Watermelon slice.
Yum.
I'm gonna remember that actually. Watermelon slice.
Watermelon
It's
slice.
very refreshing.
You stagger both of them back with just a big sweeping blow, and again, they're not great at this, and they both take it and stumble a bit, not able to take another one of even that kind of a hit. Rur. This is a battle.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Dalrin, but I have to clear them out. And I'm going to blow a Divine Wrath right in the middle of all of them. No real way to cut you out of it. So, I need a D10.
Is this your way of telling me I need to go to church more?
Quite possibly. I dropped... It's right here, though.
You're feeling
So,
guilty. It's making
I
your
need...
hand tremble.
I need a Fortitude save from all 4 of them and him.
Okay, top 2, Fortitude.
Yes.
Top 2 is a 23 and a 21.
You didn't protect your die.
Does a 23 fail?
Yes.
Okay,
DC 25.
then the bottom 2 both critically fail.
Oh,
Fortitude is
okay.
they little cleric man. Fortitude not their strong suit.
Well, that's 21. So
Was it
they
just
take
double?
42. No, full damage, sickened 2, and while sickened, slowed 1.
I mean, well, they're dead anyway.
Yeah.
Combined with the
They get deleted.
They are very
They're
sickened and
to
slowed.
dead.
The other
And-
2 are sickened.
Okay, and as this light washes across them, these bottom 2 just kind of crumple over onto the ground wordlessly.
What did you get?
I got a 20, which is probably a failure.
You pass
20 passes?
because you're
Because
not
I'm
neutral.
neutral. Ah, that's it.
Divine Wrath, very specifically, if you're not the opposite alignment of who I'm casting it on, you automatically get 1 step higher.
Okay,
So
so
you
that's
succeed, so you take 10.
10 damage, okay. This light goes up, kind of.
He taketh, he
Wisps.
giveth, and taketh away.
Just imagine that anime moment, like when a bright light consumes something, you just see like a brief outline of it disappearing, and the 2 bars just drop.
And
And then I will, third action, battle medicine myself.
okay, you quickly try to treat the burns from the
Eat
fireball.
that banana. Eat that banana.
Which also gives me the banana.
Pepper.
Oh, that's right, the peppers. That's right.
Peppers, yeah.
Eat those peppers.
I'm gonna go for the master because I kind of need health.
Go for the big one, big chungus.
I succeed.
Hey!
So that is
2d8 plus
a 32. So 2d8 plus 30. Of all the times to get it, now is the time for 42 health. That's a big touch.
So we're trying some questionable
Experimental surgery in the
kinda
middle of combat.
complicated experimental
I
surgery.
didn't really need that limb anyways.
But it goes great, actually. Esvis.
We still have problem, don't we?
I have many problems.
I have many problem. Okay,
And
so
persistent damage.
I need to make sure that I've got this guy locked in. I'm gonna 2-action Hunter's Aim first.
Alright.
I'm going to hero point that. Thank you, Destronets. Oop, yep.
Dropping everything.
This side of the table sucks. It has butterfingers.
Is it
a
this
little
side of the table,
clumsy.
or is it Derp's hands specifically that suck?
It's the vest.
It's
I'm not
def-
used to the vest yet.
Fair enough. 26.
So restrictive. 26 will hit.
Okay.
So restrictive. Oh God. What am
I
I
can't
gonna do?
move in this thing!
If I was wearing the undershirt.
Yeah.
Cheap pose for victory.
For 10 points of magical piercing,
Alrighty.
and then I will Hunted shot for 2 more shots.
He's getting worn down.
For a 28
28 will hit.
and a 19.
19 will not.
Okay. Okay, so on the hit, 10 more points of magical piercing damage.
That brings us to Resume.
I forgot to add my level to the heal.
Resume,
Sick.
upon seeing the 2 of them there and closer together, will toss out an electric arc.
I had 19 health.
She just says "Bzzz" out loud.
Pretty much.
That's the magic word.
That's the magic word.
Magic
Go
word is-
bzzz.
That's going to be a 9 and an 18 on the reflex saves.
One of them is going to critically
Yeah,
fail.
one of them's going to have a really bad time, and one of them, yeah, then again, not dodging and fortitude, not their thing.
Not their
We're
thing.
melting that guy. We can get him going.
Oh, we're near the cleric. Oh no.
Oh.
Whoops.
This is an ambush of some sort.
This was their plan all along.
13
One idiot
points
goes and
of
gets nearly
electric
killed and
damage.
runs away and lures us into the trap.
That is going to kill the one that is closest to you, as it just anchors solidly on him and arcs across, searing the other one, leaving him just barely still alive. And you have 1 action.
Put all the energy into the first
I will shield.
Okie dokie.
Because 1 more AC never hurt anyone.
Here comes a nuclear bomb from the crossbow.
Stop it.
Alrighty, so in the back line here,
That's not a back line.
hefting your crossbow in the back, 1 person here.
She is the back.
That's
line.
the other side of the field.
Hefting your crossbow up with 1 hand, she just aims it out, kind of steadying herself on her staff towards Dalren and pulls the trigger, loosing
He's
a
in the
bolt
bushes.
Thwunk. I might have some cover.
freaking far. You got concealment. Loosen a bolt way across the way here, which just by
Instant death.
concealment check is going to pass, and the bolt is in the 2nd range increment, so it's only going to be a 34.
Oh, that is a not critical hit.
Oh, only a 34.
Because you're not raging.
Stabilizes
Because
herself
I'm not
on
ranging,
her
because I'm
staff.
taking it seriously. Like, oh god.
This shot is going to catch you for 8 points of piercing damage.
Line down my cheek.
And as it catches, you feel this impact site, the sting of the crossbow bolt, but then a lasting burn. I need you to make me a fortitude save.
That's what Tiggers do best.
27?
27 will succeed. It stings. It's quite painful, but that's the worst of it.
Critically, if it matters. Juggernaut.
Yeah, you're good. And then she ratchets up another bolt and holds it up on her staff and aims it at Buford and pulls the trigger again, loosing another one for a 23.
And at 23, it tinks off my armor. Like, it's just hard. I have such a big back. Like, the armor is just.
You gotta get your attention. A crossbow bolt just bounces off you.
I'm like,
you look and you see this tiny little bolt loading up a crossbow. and
Hey.
shooting at you. Stop. And buddy,
I am going to. That hitting seemed to work quite well. I'm going to try that again. Nice, good, solid
Hitting is
whack
so
with a
effective.
natural 20. I'm going to use.
This works.
I'm going to use the Owl Claw talisman that I got at level 1.
do you not like natively have crit
You
specialization
do,
by now?
actually.
It's okay. I'm going to use it because I wanted to use this since level 1.
Well, you kind of
that we
missed the
went in.
window. You just do that inherently now.
Buddy.
Super critical
Don't
specialization.
sass me. So yeah. So I'm going to roll some dice. I've been looking to use that
You
for
remember,
years.
yeah. it was
For
funny.
years. Okay, so that is 17 times 2,
34.
34.
A
Um,
hit of 34 is going to be a solid. That's not gonna finish him off.
What does the hammer do?
Does it knock him prone or knock him back?
Back, I
Um,
think.
Back.
Pretty
Into
sure
the
it's back.
fire.
Hey, you
Oh, it knocks him back. Great. Good. You stay over there.
yeah,
I'm
it
going.
backs him away from you. He stumbles back 5 feet, barely able to keep his feet.
I don't want to go over there. I'm going to.
Throw a hammer at it.
Throw it at him.
Yeah, that's great. I'm going to throw my hammer at it. That's
Kobe.
a great idea. That's exactly it. This is not my throwing hammer, but
You hit
it'll
him.
work the same.
You knock him back away from you, so you just throw the freaking mallet.
Oh no, that's not very good.
That's worth a hero point. That's got to be worth a hero point
no,
for the
that's
memes.
True, that's true.
Yes, for the memes.
Yay.
Does that bring you below 4?
It does.
It does.
Oh my
Yeah,
god, the
yeah,
plus
three.
symbol's
I
gone?
have 3.
Hey!
Oh, great,
See?
okay.
Paid dividends.
So that is 19 plus 15.
34 minus 5, 29.
Yeah.
29 hits him.
Okay, so what is this exactly?
It's gonna be the same damage because the thrown weapon still gets you strength and everything. The damage won't change.
Oh, cool. So that is 11 damage.
That kills him.
And then I'm just
You hit
going
him, threw the hammer to chase him because you didn't want to follow.
Yeah. I just toss the hammer down.
He's like scrambling back across the ground, goes to get back up, and just boom. So he just lays on the ground.
And then maybe I should do that more often. And I'm going to turn toward the crossbow and kind of hunker down, trying to get out of the way of the crossbow bolt.
All right, and you bleed for 1 point of damage.
Oh, good. That's great.
Who's left of boggards? Literally one.
One.
There is one boggard. The one boggard that's left,
Let me roll. Damn it.
standing back, the vines
The
growing on
bleed
his.
goes away.
Okay, cool. You stop. You kill him so hard, you stop bleeding. He kind of looks down towards Dalren, having seen you just obliterate those two, and then looks over towards Resme and pulls up a spell. Asidam Adipisking! And throws a much smaller little bolt of green acid your direction.
Your syntax is horrible.
Which
He's
is
got
going
those
to
big
hit you
frog
for,
lips.
for a 20. just
It
gonna
just makes that
completely miss.
noise.
And he's gonna fall back a bit. He's realized he's the only one up here. He's gonna start scrambling a bit backwards. And brings us to Dalren. I guess this was the bugger.
Seems the fight has gone our way.
I don't know. She seems. Ugh. I don't know. I don't like her. I haven't even met her, and I don't like her yet.
Well, let's see if I can get some distance. And he is just going to book it. And he's going to run behind this building. Just like the boggart starts to run away, Donald just speeds right past him. His 45
Good
smooth
day, sir.
speed.
Darting for some spectacular cover here.
And sliding behind the wall as he puts his back to it. And he's just going to kind of shout out, "I don't suppose you'd consider becoming a prisoner of war."
As you run by, the boggards and the churuka are laying on these mats here. The churuka, seeing you run up, like puts his hands up in front of his face to defend himself as you just run by him. Puts it down, just kind of blinks a little bit. And, like pats his body. Some of them don't even seem to be conscious on the mats here, or largely in a stupor. One of them near the north end looks like he's clearly pretty gravely injured, very bloodied on his side, and the mat below him soaked with blood. None of them make any move to stop her. Come against you. They're clearly not combat capable.
And that's why I didn't cast Fireball.
Rare.
So, this one's only been hit by Divine Wrath, right? Like, he doesn't look terribly...
Yeah, he's taking a Divine Wrath 621. I mean, he looks pretty hurt. They're not very hardy.
Well, he is too far for me to do anything that's reasonable. So,
Retreating. It works.
instead, I'm going to double move over to Buddy and Battle Medicine.
Ready,
And you'll notice when you walk up to him that like his armor is still on him, and it's probably what's keeping him together.
His bones are held in place by like
still
cauldron
sizzling.
straps right now.
Yeah, there's if you take off the armor, it would just go like.
Okay, so that's a normal. Because I didn't say the thing.
So 2d8 plus 10?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that that's the normal for me now. So, 19.
Nice, thank you. That's good.
I'll remember to say the thing before I roll
have
the dice.
more than 1 health now. In fact, I have
And I take
20
persistent.
health.
You have 1 health?
I had 1
Well, I was
health.
really lucky you bled for 1 that
One
last
exact.
turn.
You were like, I bleed for 1, and I was like,
Rur, you also bleed for 1.
Oh, very nice.
And Esmus,
I've
as,
just been slowly burning for like almost a minute
as
now.
we come to your turn, the quick response security team of the Cinderclaws here. The door of this further building, what we had thought to be an infirmary or a barrack of some kind, pretty clearly at this point, a barrack. As it opens to another horde of churuka. Finally armored up with sickles and whips in hand, ready to pour out of the doorway here.
Tactical retreat!
Shut the door, shut the door, shut the door.
Now, these do look smaller. These are not the trident-wielding churuka champions that you've been brawling with. These look more like the line churuka, like workers or miners. And a lot of them don't look particularly well or strong. Some of them are very gaunt, thin, hunched. Some of the color even lacking from their faces, but they've scrambled up whatever sickles and whips and rocks they could pull together to fight with. And they are now ready to pour forth, which they are going to do at the very bottom of the initiative because they got a 9. So I feel like here is a solid place to pause the battle for a moment and take a break. Because a battle of this scale, this is a mighty conflict we have here. This is the first real beefy battle I think we've had in our adventures so far, and this is interesting. It's been a surprisingly back and forth kind of encounter.
Yeah.
We're all standing
And
for now.
we are alive.
We are alive.
We'll be back in a couple of minutes, chat, to deal with the third wave of the churuka defenses. And at least these guys are hilariously unprepared and disorganized. Because, I mean, if all of this had come out at once, this would most certainly have been the bad times. But for now,
That might have been better.
No.
I have AoEs that I can't use because everyone's so
Anyway.
spread out.
I'm not casting an AoE on a group of injured people.
we'll
Could
be
just
right
slot it right through the
back.
doorway.
That's why I waited for him to come
Everybody.
out to here.
Stay tuned. It's most definitely a battle. You get this. Welcome back, everybody, to what so far has been a perhaps the battle we have all been waiting for here. The all but inevitable assault on the mine directly. We know how many Cinderclaws are around defending this thing, and we knew that at some point they're gonna have to be dealt with. And we've been through a few waves of their defenses so far, which are slowly starting to peter down as we work through. We've lain low groups of churuka, an entire slew of boggards, and now their barrack is open to reveal another cluster of what appear to be a dozen more churuka with patchwork, scrabbled armor, simple sickles, and bits of iron or stone with which to fight. And of course, their de facto leader so far, lovingly known as Kobold Grandma so far in this group, who has thrown forth the fireball or two of her own. Now, as we were getting back in, this door had been thrown open. We defeated the churuka around the fire and most of the boggards that were originally standing near the infirmary. But Buford's pretty well injured. Magic is starting to run low. And Esvis, you're up.
All right. With this last boggart, I'm not going to hunt prey. I'm going to skirmish strike. I'm going to step and shoot.
Something new.
Pressing the advantage here.
What's a skirmish strike?
Step and shoot.
I can step and shoot, or I can shoot and step.
In this case, order doesn't matter.
In this case, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Steps forward.
32.
The 32 is certainly going to critically strike the unarmored boggart priest. And almost certainly kill him.
28 points of magical piercing damage.
Definitely going to bring the last boggart down. So, a progress. We've now eliminated the entirety of the group, the first two groups that were attacking us. And Dalren from Justinian 9, take this hero point.
Thank you, Justin.
It's a well-known secret that if you chill at 0, hero points get thrown at your face. The more you use them, the more you get.
And Justinian is the emperor of Constantinople.
It is.
All right.
Not Istanbul.
And now,
Just Constantinople.
I want to continue the song, but I can't. Anyway, so, sucks being the straight man. I'm going to hunt prey, Kobold Grandma.
No!
very far away.
I gave her an out. I said that I can either
What's
be
the
a
range
mem-
increment in your bow?
100.
So you're gonna be probably in the third range increment here.
No way. That long?
Only 20 squares is a range increment, and you can kind of see the thicker grid lines on here. Oh, you can't really see them. I can see them pretty well on here. I can zoom out in here and see them in clumps of
Oh,
5.
I see it. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a big grid. You're gonna be just inside the second range increment. Looks like.
Okay. I'm going to hunt prey, and just this time, instead of like I've been, mostly keeping within 30, keeping these straight shots. This one, however, turn the bow slightly and just pull back a hunted shot for 2 arrows to fly long distance.
This is longbow time.
Yes.
Time to get value out of that weapon choice.
All right, so 2 shots. I'm going to hero point because I don't want to look like a complete and total idiot. Think you're deadly doll.
But.
Keep
Yes.
up appearances. Yep.
Tumble into the pit.
I said a complete and total idiot. For a 30.
30 will strike her. Use the arrow, soars, and comes down, catching Grandma on the shoulder.
Okay, and the second one is a natural 20.
Nice.
That dice was destined to be a 20. It didn't roll. It hit and just spun.
With a solid shot here.
All right, so the regular hit. So these are together for resistances if she has any. I don't know. She's a dangerous
She
grandma
does
to me.
not have any resistances now.
Ooh. All right, so that'll be 17 magical piercing plus. Another 30 magical piercing damage.
47 damage. As that comes down on her, Arcadis people aren't allowed to not have hero points. Always one. Esvis.
Thank you, Arcadis.
Solid, decisive long-range strikes. As these 2 arrows catch her, she does stumble backwards a bit as she's going to reload her crossbow here.
She's gonna be pinned too.
And she is going to be pinned to the ground as it comes down on her. Resme.
Okay. Resme can't
No
really.
boggers. This is gone too.
Resme. Yeah, I need to set the building on fire. Is finally going to let loose and cast a fireball and set the entire back building on fire.
You can't tell me how to live my life? Okie dokie. So, these little truklets. I'm just gonna roll, like, 2 reflex saves and just wantonly apply them to the group in general.
That's fine. DC 25.
They both fail. But neither critically fails. So they all fail. Everyone's taking all the damage.
All right, cool.
Everyone takes all the damages.
You sail this right over the.
So 66
It's
plus.
just 66.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
it's
66.
just
Okay.
All the wounded
Unless you
ones in
hide.
the front, and then
Here, I got you.
through the doorway, blasting in the room as the door opens.
I need one more.
There you go.
Thank you. Get out, D4s. Your better has come. Ooh,
Oh,
looks
wow.
like
All right. They're bloodthirsty.
Wow.
They hunger for more.
It's gonna be 25.
It kills all of them. As this explodes, a burst of fire, charred bodies staggering out the doorway, and flickering flames as the beds and bunks within and the assorted raw cloth all starts to catch, leaving just a litany of corpses.
Resume.
That is distinctly
looks so immensely satisfied right now. Like,
I can't see anything here now.
like you have never seen her look so smug in her entire life.
We'll just say that one of the worshippers of Dahak's spell went backwards and this happened. It
Must
wasn't
have been a
us.
bunch of gas cans in there, man. Renavo, I don't know how that happened.
The Kobold grandma, she's kind of stuck here. Raises up the crossbow, looking across the
"Where's all my
area
backup?"
here, and looses a bolt back, kind of leveling it up on her staff and pulling the trigger to try and fire one right back into the forest at Esvis. Second range increment for her as well.
You're both aiming like this.
It's like
You guys
the,
are really-
the
that
tank
middle
game.
school flash game. Yeah. Pretty
Pretty sure that was just called Bowman.
Bowman, yeah, is what I was thinking.
I
of.
played a tank version called Scorched Earth.
Yes.
That is going to come through for a 28.
That will hit.
And with the propulsion of her crossbow, being able to shoot a bit straighter towards you, not having to arc it quite as hard, you are going to take 6 points of piercing damage. It is a fairly small bolt that, even if it catches you, doesn't strike nearly as bad as a sword or anything. But again, I'm going to need a fortitude save from you as well.
Okay. For a 31.
Alrighty, and as you feel this sort of stinging pain as it catches through you, it's grate your teeth, and it doesn't really bury hard enough to affect you at all. Then she's going to reach down. She could totally fail the athletics check to pull the bolts out. Super cut. She does not. With 18 on the dice, she does, seemingly with some effort, get the bolt out, and realizing she is completely alone here and a bit injured, she reaches down and pulls a vial or flask of something off of her belt and dropping the crossbow on the ground and grabbing that alongside the staff instead. Buddy.
Hey there, Rur. You don't happen to have any potions, do you? Or does is Dalran keeping all those?
I believe Dalrin has all of them.
Oh, I think they're in the magic sack.
Yeah, they're in the magic sack on top of your giant
because
pile of
if
money.
I was carrying a single potion, I would actually
so
be
you-
over encumbered.
You literally. Oh my god.
I'm carrying a bunch of crossbow bolts.
Oh my
Crossbow bolts are
god.
heavy.
You shouldn't have told me
My
that.
tiny child.
So I'm gonna. And then you just hear start like clomp, 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 just thundering across, and I'm gonna just 3-action move over into the middle of the field.
To the east.
Kind of. Well, I wasn't gonna go too close to the woman. I was kind of gonna go around the fire towards Dalrin.
Okay, so you're going around like this way.
Yeah. I don't want to. Yeah, the woman, she's having fun over there. So.
Alright, Dalrin.
Dalron's just kind of heard like the door open, kind of churuka battle cries, then like the fireball just goes through the doorway, and all he hears is sizzling and silence. I'm just gonna kind of assume that that's probably fine. So he's
what
just gonna
forgiveness
kind of
sounds
walk around and just close the door.
Nothing to see here.
No.
No.
We don't want it.
And she has a potion up. You black it out. We don't need to look at
Love
it.
you,
No,
Archon.
no.
This is the war crime
No,
container.
nothing happened here.
Hey.
Yeah, she's got something. She's got a vial, some kind of a glass vial in her hand.
And he'll just kind of peer around the corner to her, just keeping cover. You can see you're outmatched here. You can put those down and we can talk peaceably, or we can put you in this building with the rest of your army. You don't need to die here.
Trying to intimidate her because she's out of range, so you can't actually intimidate her.
I'm going to ready a stride. I'm just calling out. I'm just letting her know she has options.
Okay, ready to stride in case she. We got one action left because moving and then interact to close the door. So you can't ready anything.
Oh, that's disappointing. Okay, I'll just take cover against the wall.
All right, kind of push yourself up there.
Trying to talk sense to
As
her.
high as careful as you can. Deadly doll. Last one. Esvis. Make it count.
Thank you.
Rur.
I'm still burning.
Bleeding.
No, burning acid.
You still.
I
So
thought-
I'm gonna take 2 actions to try and stop it.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna mix together an alkaline solution to counteract the acid.
Try and make something as basic as possible.
Oh.
Drench yourself in
You can't-
Starbucks.
You
Yep.
can't just.
Just pull some
That's my
Starbucks.
job. I was
Pumpkin
gonna say
spice
that.
latte. There we go.
Can I?
Yeah.
It's a D20 roll. You can hero point it. I want to stop burning.
That dice can stay down there. I don't
Please.
know why I'm dropping everything, but sure. Finally. I'm no longer burning.
finally puts out the acid.
The pumpkin spice latte, the acid rolls its eyes and then just goes away.
And I'm then going to follow Buddy with a move action, which I believe gets me to there.
You got 25?
Yes.
Yeah, like there-ish. Alrighty, Espis.
2 action, Hunter's Aim, Tracer Arrow.
I just look up and see this like way in the distance up there, like.
He's just flying back and forth overhead, the crossbow bolts and the arrows.
29.
29 will catch her.
And that is with the breach penalty. It's -2, right?
-2, yep.
Yep. Okay. Ooh, for 14 points of magical piercing.
You've been rolling a lot of 8s today.
Yeah, the D8s are ready.
Alright, she catches another one of these arrows, stumbles just a couple of steps backwards, leaning on her staff for support here.
No, that's gone.
And hunted shot. 2 more arrows.
Boo! Boo!
Yep. 2 spiraling arrows, so 17's gonna miss.
Yeah, 17's gonna go a little wide.
And math is hard.
That's
Help.
a 20, right?
Yeah, it's a 20. A unnatural 20.
Like modifiers
Modified
to
20.
a 20.
20 is gonna land around her, but at this distance, it's not quite enough to get that dialed in so well.
Okay.
Resume.
I'm gonna hold for a minute and see what she does.
Okay. Well, as she kind of stumbles a bit here, she picks up the potion and with her other hand just knocks the stopper off and throws it back. And she is going to heal for 23.
I hate it when they can regenerate.
Well, I mean,
We just did all that work. Now it feels
Feels like what I do to the enemies all the time.
yeah,
but they're
right?
not real.
I thought I was gonna be like Miss Hyde for a second there. I thought she was one of those alchemists.
And just gonna start kind of scampering, leaving her crossbow on the ground here, scuttling back, limping a bit towards her hut. She doesn't call anything back towards you. She seems pretty focused on something. Buddy, the battle gets bigger.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna signal to Dalren, and I'm gonna signal north, and because it's a far distance, like you heading that way. I'm just signaling to you.
Sure.
Okay. Okay. So I'm going to diagonal run up,
So,
but just
like
3 actions
just like towards the mining pit?
over to try and cut off Dalren if he runs north.
okay. So just clonking your way across the battlefield here, Dalren. You can step in whenever if you want to.
I'm just gonna start moving. Can I just double move?
Yeah, I can.
You can triple move.
I'm gonna triple
yeah.
move. So
So you're-
75 feet.
25.
Yeah.
So like that far-ish.
Yeah.
As you kind of come after her, break into the tree line here, Dalren.
Yeah, Dalrand will kind of sort of nod and just kind of blur and move up right next to Buddy.
Here you go.
You're a
Zoom.
fast man.
Yes.
You've got some feet on you.
Yeah, elven legs, striding through the sands and all that. You look like you could use some of these.
I could. Yeah. You know.
Please help.
Please help.
Send help!
If that's only one move action, then you can take a second to pull out and offer
Yeah, actually,
potion of the buddy then.
yeah, I'll give you 2. Actually, have 2 lesser elixirs of life.
What is that, by the way?
3d6
You take,
plus 6.
yeah, you can take an action to take them on your turn.
Yeah.
All right, Rare.
I'm just writing down.
I have a crossbow.
You have a
Yes,
crossbow.
you do have a crossbow.
It's not out, but I can take it out, load it, and shoot it. So, I'm gonna take it out, load it. We're gonna imitate what I've seen going on. I'm just gonna kind of point it at her, but holding it like this, and squeeze the trigger.
It's coming to second range increment, so at a -2. Because I'm assuming that you also have the crossbow's range increment 120, so.
18, so a 16.
So you pull the trigger.
Does
and
it shoot anyone in the canyon?
Yeah, the bolt lands like over here somewhere. Like he's clearly got absolutely no idea how to fire this thing. He doesn't even really fire it particularly straight. This would like sail right past you guys and thud into the ground like 2/3 of the way, maybe
Kind of
over towards the kobold.
Are there more churuka back there?
As-
I'm going to double move with fleet, so now I have 35 speed. So I'm going to double move out into the open, kind of making my way up towards Buddy and
You can
Dalren.
about catch up with Resme on 2 moves.
Okay, and I will hunted shot, pull 2 arrows.
Just running after her.
Yep.
Laying down shots.
You don't run from elves. It doesn't work.
She's got tiny feet.
Don't run, you'll only die tired.
You'll only die tired.
First shot will be a 30,
Okay, 30 will hit.
and second shot will be a 24.
24 will not.
Okay. So the winging shot, she'll take 12 points of magical piercing damage.
And she just kind of continues to retreat a decent distance here. We continue to scroll the map ever further. And as she stumbles past her hut, but around behind a corner, you can still see her. You can see the flicker and the smoke from her staff. She has, and she takes cover hunkering down behind this corner, somewhat out of view. Buddy.
I'm gonna take the 2 potions and I'm gonna drink both of them.
So I'll let you use
One
them as a
more
full
d6.
round, just 2 fist
Yeah.
potions down.
Exactly.
So you're just back here chugging.
+6 on each of those.
She's
Okay.
got a potion problem, man. 1 mouth and 2 hands.
Okey-dokey. Perfect. Good. Thank you very much.
As you having this interaction here, Resme. He's just down here.
Yeah. Just like that.
I am going to keep moving.
Okay.
Do I see the magic circle yet?
Yeah, you would probably be able to make out that there is something on the ground from this distance, because you're going like 80 feet away from it.
Yeah,
I mean, I think it was
that's
in the
fine.
scouting report, so we know what
Yeah,
it
you
is.
know that it's there.
Yeah, I just haven't been able to look at it yet. And
Yeah, I couldn't discern the magic, but it is. I know. I did tell you guys it was there.
And so I guess I'll triple move in that case.
Okay. Moving up a bit further here. Kind of surging out past Dalren and Buddy as they do their little potion exchange. And Buddy is probably looking a whole lot better.
A whole lot better.
Downing a bunch of these. Brings us to Dalren. As he takes all these off your hands and chugs like a crazy person.
Well, I wonder if the forces in the pit have heard any of this commotion. So Dalren's going to kind of move up to the edge there to take a peek and hopefully not catch a laser blast in the face.
You're gonna catch a laser blast in the face.
I'm gonna hear.
So I have to push the button.
Yeah.
I mean,
Is that
you've
the
already-
sound of-
you,
Yes.
you already know you're catching a laser blast. in the face.
I suspected.
Like, why do you do this?
You 100% know you're catching a laser blast. You know largely what's
I'm
down
paying
there.
for information. I know what the price is.
And as you move around to the edge of the pit here, you can see that the mining operations for now appear to have stopped, as the churuka and the boggards in the pit have kind of come together on the southern side, all sort of just massed up, clearly having heard something was wrong here. Almost all of them wielding picks or shovels, just in a ragged mass at the bottom of this huge winding ramp. There are a couple. I believe there's actually one too many of these here. There are a couple of churuka behind them that have the tridents that are sort of one in the middle, goading them. And as the totem blasts at you, seeing you peer over the edge, the churuka in the middle starts calling out Mwangi, swinging his trident, almost jabbing at the back of the boggards and churuka in front of him. Not appear to be a particularly friendly overseer here. But this laser is going to come up at you for a 39.
I was gonna ask for partial cover, but I don't think it's gonna matter. So that's a critical hit.
That could be partial cover. It's a 38.
It is still It's still a critical hit.
All right, I need you to make me a will save.
This is kind of like, there we go. Will save is gonna be a 25.
The 25, as this hits you, you're gonna see Dalren kind of just slow and stagger and stumble. You are stunned 3. So you lose your other 2 actions, and then you're still stunned 1.
Okay.
Rare.
Is dropping prone a free action?
You can't take any actions. You got
Because
while you're
you're
still stunned,
100%.
you can't do anything.
Uh-huh.
Can't take reactions.
This is baby
do anything.
paralyzed.
Yeah, this is paralyzed minor. So Rur, you hear the totem blast. You see him catch a purple laser, and you hear something from the bottom of the pit, like "Oh God!" yelling up. You hear charge from this churuka, and Luke's back on here. What? So they would be really right after Dalren. You couldn't. The Dalren could see it. He can't react to it, but this stupid little horde would start to rush up this spiraling ramp here.
Yes, yes. Clump up for
Not
me, my
particularly
lovelies.
fast, but
Well,
they're kind of stumbling forward with picks and shovels, ready to defend the pit as they can.
I'm going to 3-action move over to the other side of whatever this pit that we have right here is,
Okay?
which should get me close to the edge, but not to the edge.
Yeah, you can get like over here. For sure.
Is he about 6 feet from the
And
edge?
I'm gonna say it sounds like they're sending all the miners up, or they're sending someone up. Someone's charging.
They're running out of people who can fight. The miners are coming. Esvis.
Darn's very slowly starting to turn towards you.
I'm going to move over here so I can just make sure that I can see her still.
Right.
Don't you do that to us.
And she's taking cover. So she's got greater cover right now on this corner.
Okay.
Because she like took the take cover. She double moved and took cover.
Okay. I will hunted shot as 2 actions.
Okie dokie.
So she still gets all of her cover, but
Yeah.
I don't have to roll for concealment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You want
thanks.
totem?
I already have one.
You want like 40 billion assorted like buggers and
Not
Churuka
really.
to
We don't
just
have
kind of
enough room.
Stop.
put in a heap.
Here, I'll just put a pile of them
You
on
just
the board.
literally put a pile. I mean, like, I'm pretty sure the individuals don't matter at this point. Look, it's just it's a mass charge. The heap approaches.
Pile
The heap
that up.
approaches.
Nice and piley. There you go.
32 armor class.
32 will still just catch her.
Does anyone like my orc 40k skills?
Very nice.
Very nice. Very nice. Agreed. Very, very good. 10 points of magical piercing damage for her.
I gotta hit her again.
How is he hitting me through the building?
Goes around the backside of the building, still getting hit.
She's back here. You're gonna see her a little bit of this smoke kind of waving as a fire staff, and she shoots out a small fireball just out over the mining pit, launching it over the mining pit almost as a signal flare, and takes cover again. Still hiding behind this corner, buddy.
I'm going to crouch up behind Dalren, staying real alone. If I have to, I will drop prone if I have to.
It's a deep enough drop. The mining pit goes down like 40 feet. So you could come up behind him pretty well, 50 feet. So you could come up behind him pretty well without coming in the line of sight of this totem.
Okay. It could be nice and just walk you away, but I could also. I'm just gonna grab one of his feet. I'm gonna reach down, grab one of his legs and start dragging the other way.
I'll give you 2 actions. You can pull him back from the edge
Yeah.
out of the line of sight of this totem here.
And I just have his leg, he just goes through. I'm just gonna.
Loop.
I guess I also have to roll a totem initiative, which will be. Guess this can be a totem, which is also kind of just going to be in here. All right, resume.
I was 25, if that matters.
It's 27.
Can I see that they're coming from where I am?
No.
I'm gonna move toward the edge.
We need 2 moves to get up to
Yeah.
where you can see them.
Okay. And can I see the totem?
You can. You could definitely see the totem, and you can see what Esvis had described now, this strange whirl of small, shining worms. I mean, they're small, and it looks odd from this distance, but realistically, they must be quite large. A couple of feet long each, but kind of fat, not really like a snake. They're all the colors of the rainbow, whirling around the head of this purple totem. Seeming to shimmer back and forth between whatever random color that they are individually and almost matching the purple coming out of the totem itself.
With my last action, can I get a check to figure out what they are?
Yes, absolutely. Let me see.
Just tell me what
Yeah.
the modifier is.
It is...
Please be Arcana.
The heck?
No, Dahak.
The heck. I'll give you Arcana because it makes sense. Oh, it's religion. There it is.
Why you do this?
It's real. I was like, I couldn't find it on the list. It's actually religion.
+3.
+3, you
I
say.
don't want to talk to you right now.
That's super kind. Good news is would actually recognize them as they are a strange little type of extraplanar creature, but the common's not the right word, but they're a more well-known, more studied thing.
As far as extraplanar things.
As far as extraplanar creatures go, if you've studied any of like they're almost the analog of, I guess not axiomites because they're certainly not humanoids, but these here are voidworms. They are the simplest form of a protean, if even technically they could be considered a protean, and they are embodiments of purified chaotic energy.
Okay.
As far as you know, what they could be capable of nearly anything, almost instantaneous adaptation and evolution, and they barely even seem to have cognizant control of their own forms.
Okay.
You know, in the plane they come from, our feeble laws of physics and reality do not apply. And,
Well, that's
Doran,
fun.
you are stunned 1, which means you still get 2 actions.
It's kind of.
You might,
It's like
gonna
it's,
need
as the
that
thing
card.
hits and he just kind of freezes and slows and then turns and says, there's a fairly large group of them. Buddy? Oh.
I thought you were out. Sorry about your. Here, I'll put his foot back down.
Oh, yeah, thank you. There's a fairly large group of them coming up. The miners, they're valiant defense, but I doubt it'll do them much good.
Getting shot by the totem seems rather bad, though. I thought you were out.
I just seem to lose some time there. Curious, but sorry. It seems the leader is still not convinced of our intentions of taking her prisoner. Let's move on. Oh dear, resume. Dalrin is going to. It's going to take 2 actions to go drag her. I can't get her out in time.
Don't worry.
So I'm just going to move 90 feet, skirting the edge, and trying to put the building between me and person with fire
This way?
staff. Yes, that way.
All right, and with 30 feet, do you
90.
90 feet? 30 feet per move.
Oh no, it's 45. 45.
Oh,
per
so
move.
it's just double moving. Okay,
Yeah, I'm just double moving.
you could get up around to this corner relatively easily, even circling this thing on the ground and not walking over it, as
Perfect.
you certainly would see it as you come by. Nope. Would leave you done there.
I guess for
Actions has
perspective,
events that got knocked out.
for perspective reasons, like the horde of guys is
3.
still like 45 feet down
Only
in
3
the hole.
actions?
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
you lost 3 total.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
how long has it been since
Since
I?
Since you got knocked out?
Yeah,
I
it's
think
to
you-
try to I'm trying to track when I can rage again.
You probably have like, I don't know, 1 or 2 rounds. It's got to have been close to 10 rounds by now.
Probably.
Let's say you got 1 more round.
Okay.
So as Resume comes to the edge and looks down at this weird cloud, the totem looses a blast towards her with a 27.
That will normal hit me. I guess I'm making a will save.
You are in fact
It's been like 8 or 9 rounds.
making a will save.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been quite a few. I'll say like you got 1 more round for Ace Rage.
That is going to be a 33.
33 will not critically succeed. So you are stunned 1.
Wait, what's 19 plus 14?
33.
33.
I did good. Okay, good.
You are stunned 1 as this catches you, and the rallying horde down here is continuing their charge up around the edge of the mine.
Hut, 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 hut.
They're doing their best. They're trying. It looks like it'd probably take them like 2 more rounds to get up the rest of the ramp, even to the mouth of the mining pit on the west side. And Rur,
Would you have said what you know about the things out loud?
I would have called out something pretty brief. Yeah, just beings of pure chaos.
Actually, we already know what they are because Esvis told us what they were when the first time he looked into the pit and saw them.
We
Esvis
thought
told
we
us
might know, but this confirms what we thought.
Esvis told us
they're
something
both
brief.
equally bad at identifying it, one or the other.
I think he just trusts me more. I don't know why.
Well, I heard chaos.
Okay.
And guess who still has a divine fireball left that can be law?
Is it you?
It's me. So
It's
I'm
that
going to
guy.
step up to the edge and throw, centered on the totem, with the
Okay.
things all swirling around it, a divine wrath of law.
Drop down the hot law laser beam.
And it is 120 foot, so we can definitely get down there.
All right, so as you fire this down there, 20 feet across?
Yes, it should
Catch
hit
all three of
everything.
these churuka too, yep. Okay, so the little wiggle lads
And it is fortitude.
are somewhere.
Oh, law,
Where
it
are
coming.
the wiggle lads? Look like these specifically.
Oh.
They're incredibly,
pretty.
incredibly tiny.
Ooh, those
little
are beautiful.
Tokens, 'cause
I want
they're
them in
very,
my
very
fish
small.
tank.
I think we just blew them up.
I think they're all dead. But we'll see.
Oh, bye.
Probably not. That was a really poor roll.
Those fortitude saves?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm just gonna roll one for all of them. 17.
they fail.
Okay.
What about the Churukas?
Oh, I will roll.
Well,
3
are they
churukas.
chaotic?
They are chaotic.
Okay.
Is the totem chaotic evil? While the enchantment is active.
Okay, so Churukas from left to right here. We have a 32, we have a 22, and we have a 24.
Okay, so everyone but the one failed, the 32.
He succeeds.
He succeeds, so he takes 9. No, he takes 8. Everyone else takes 17, and they're sickened. Yeah, they're just sickened.
Okie dokie. Yeah, that does kill all the void worms.
I would rather kill all of them than worry about what they do.
Yeah, so as you blast them with this Wrath of Law here, all of these worms simultaneously seem to just wither, flash, almost even lose form, and just one by one, in a span of a second, all wink out of existence. Esvis.
I'm going to. I can still see her, but she's still hunkered down.
Yes.
I'm going to move the pile out of our way.
The pile needs to go somewhere else.
All right. I'm going to. I'm going to move up towards this way, see if I can try to get a better shot on her.
Okay.
Cutting the pie.
Moving up around Rur, without really passing the line of the corner she's on, you're not going to be able to get past her greater cover she's got set up there.
Okay. Hunter's aim.
But from here, you could definitely see the horde arriving as they're now about 20 feet
You could start
down.
shooting arrows across the mining pit at her.
Yeah.
This-
33.
33 will catch her. The cover, it does nothing!
These arrow slits are supposed to be for me to shoot.
15.
What's with the 8? Calm down.
15 points of magical piercing damage.
Almost
Alrighty.
every single one of your arrows has had an 8 on one of your 2d8s.
Dude, they're getting vengeance for last session.
And she's gonna call out a very distant voice. You hear some kind of very agitated yelling. You're not entirely positive what it is. She seems pretty upset about the situation.
yeah.
But you see her kind of scrabbling against the side of the building, pull out another potion, drink it. She's gonna heal for 22 more, and just kind of toss that on the ground. And
Eventually she'll run out.
press herself back against the wall.
I've got more arrows than she's got potions.
Are you sure about that?
Quick alchemy! Quick alchemy!
I'm just gonna book it over to the house as far as I can get.
Okay.
60 feet.
Plonk, plonk, plonk. Plonk, plonk, plonk. Plonk, 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 plonk.
Yep.
He's making his way there. He's
Making my
going.
way downtown.
Resume.
Resme, now that she can see the totem, What is the range on Dispel Magic? 120 feet. If I use Reach, I think I can definitely get there.
Yeah, it's down 50, but with Reach, you could certainly reach it with Dispel Magic.
Resume will concentrate really, really hard, and...
Weren't you stunned one?
You are stunned
No.
one.
Oh, did you get shot?
You're stunned
Yeah.
one.
That's right, I can't use Reach. Okay, then I'm not going to do that this turn. Instead, I'm going to unleash Fireball.
Okay, and you'll just yeet a fireball at the hoarded masses running
Yeah,
up the
I mean,
stairs
they're
there.
all nice and masked up for me.
Okie dokie.
Bye, guys.
Alrighty, so
You want that pile back?
roll me the damn hogway.
DC 25 reflex.
Yeah, everybody fails.
Everybody dies.
Maybe like sew a suit of scale mail out of all the Cinderclaw badges we're gonna get out of this.
I love how that's what you think of.
We don't know that they have badges.
They might not be high rank enough to have badges.
It's gonna be 24 points of damage.
They all
fire
die.
damage.
Oof. It's rough when the
with
artillery starts going.
And with that blast of fire, the huddled masses of miners working their way up the side all just collapse,
Jeez.
stumbling
I
to
feel
a stop
bad.
as they all, some of them fall off, smashing down the rocks below. Some of them get just blasted against the side, and some of them incinerated just collapse.
I...
where they're
Resume
standing.
actually like legitimately looks like she feels really guilty right now. Like
That's
she
a lie.
actually
She doesn't look guilty. That's a lie.
Dalren.
All right. So Dalren is going to skirt the side, whip around, and just show up right behind her.
Alright. 2 actions to run around the outside of this building.
Yep.
And,
I'll stay like
Yeah.
like just right there. And third action is he's gonna whip the geese arm up and just try to clear her legs out from underneath her and knock her to the
she
ground.
seems kind of surprised to see you running around from behind her.
Wait, weren't you over there?
What?
That's gonna be with the geese arm actually, it's even better. 34 to knock her down. No, 32.
32, it's against a reflex save. Yep, I'm gonna knock her feet out. She turns around and like almost complete shock. Gonna knock her
Wham.
over.
Last chance now. Let's be reasonable about this.
Now the totem here is just a blasting at this point. Monkeys
imagine.
below are upsetty. Rur's gonna be the closest.
Yep.
Oof, good.
What save is it? It's
Well-
gonna hit me.
Will save 22.
It hits me.
Oh, okay.
Unless I have like cover.
No.
It
So,
shouldn't.
will save me.
Oh, yeah, we'll save you. Yeah.
I don't want to fail.
I don't want bad stuff to happen.
All right, I guess I critically fail.
Ooh.
Well,
What'd you get?
that's an 18.
18
so-
does not critically fail. What do you think the DC is? 30? Like,
Yes.
We these totems have
They've been
frightened us
getting
in the
worse and
past.
worse.
you are stunned 3 though, so you are going to lose your whole next turn here. As
I might as well just hand this back to you. My turn's in just a second.
the huddled mass is defeated, the remaining churuka at the bottom of the pit with their tridents ready are going to do their best to mount what they have as a defense. And he's going to run to the wall. He's going to run to the wall. And then with their remaining 2 actions, they're both going to scamper up the sides of the mining pit,
Ooh, look at him go.
up the 50-foot bluff as 3 moves. And this one is going to do a combination of running and scampering to get out here, rushing towards the kobold.
Look at the climb speed on
When
this
you have
one.
a climb speed, how does mantling work?
You don't need to do it.
you-
don't
I didn't-
think.
I would imagine you just do
this
it,
is
right?
the distance that you're
Yeah.
going, yeah. We're stunned 3, so clearly kind of out of it. He doesn't seem to react as you see this churuka, another one of these large, bulky ones with the trident, did a pretty good job of 1v1ing Buddy, clamber up right next to Rur, and one right in front of you as well. And let me give you back the good churuka
I
tokens.
got these guys.
Oh, you're good. Esphus.
We're kind of really zoomed out, so it's awkward. But
Yeah, I can, well, the scale of this has
Yeah,
just been
it's pretty
reduced
big,
pretty
yeah,
massively.
You're welcome.
There's no more huddled masses.
yearning to breathe at all.
Yeah.
So, Esvis, there's a churuka right next to you.
Okay, I'm going to use Skirmish Strike. I'm going to step 5 feet away from him and ignore him. And I'm going to shoot an arrow at the kobold.
She's prone and in cover, so I mean, she's not flat-footed with greater cover. Hasn't stopped you so far.
Hasn't stopped me so far. I'm going to spend a hero point. That one's going to be the last one from Deadly Doll. I'm going to try to make it count as she told me to do.
Make it count.
Make it
Kill
count.
Grandma.
That's even worse. I didn't make it count. I'm sorry.
It's all right. You've been doing really good this
What do
session.
you got?
It's like a 21.
No, it's not a 100 shot. It was only a 19.
Oh yeah, 19 is at this distance. It's gonna be wide as this churuka come to pressure you here, and then realizing that someone has gotten to her and she's not in a great situation, she is going to quickly get to her feet and then level the staff towards you, Dalren, as a.
If I can, I'm just going to run 2 actions this way.
Oh, you just took a 100 shot.
I took a Skirmish Strike.
Oh, skirmish strike, right. I was thinking it was 100's aim. You done so many 100's aims at this point.
Oh, no, it's
I thought
fine.
you stepped and shot. My bad. You still have literally 2 actions.
Enjoy the 2 churuka.
I still have most of my spells.
And just two 35-foot moves back around this way, however far that will
Okay,
get
so you
me.
get about halfway around the pit here, I'd imagine. My bad. I completely.
Oh, no, you're fine.
Was just assuming so many 100's aims. You got in my mind that your shooting was 2 actions. She stands up, shoots this gout of fire out towards Dalren, and I need you to make me a reflex save.
That's a 25.
Okay. 25 will succeed, so you'll take half. Actually, gotta see what this scales up to because I'm not actually familiar with how to spell increments.
It's 2 die 6 per.
Yeah,
every
so it's the
level.
same as Fireball.
Yeah,
at
it's
this point.
Fireball.
Yeah, it's literally Fireball now. So you're gonna take half, which is 3 die 6, which is gonna be 14 points of fire damage.
Okay, so minus Desert Elf goes down to 11, so 65.
Buddy.
So as I'm running, I just have come around this corner, and I could see that they just caught sight of these guys running around the side, and they just get all exploded. And I grimace as I start, and I'm like, I run 20 feet north. I'm gonna try and shove this guy back off the cliff.
No!
Not 20.
I just I'm running, and I just as like football, I have like my hand out, and I just push his face
Just
back
Heisman
off.
shove him out of the way.
And part of it, he goes flying.
It is Rachel!
He's
Freight train noises.
He's gonna fall down. He's gonna take 12 points of fall. He's actually fall like 40 feet. He's gonna take 20 points of fall damage.
And then I'm going to 20
And
foot,
land prone.
and then 20 foot, a little bit away from the edge. Over. Yeah.
Football player.
Oh, he just knocked a Churuka off the 40, and there's nothing but daylight.
You see him go up and just slams onto
Oh
the
my
stone
lord.
below. His buddy's just stampeding forward. Resume.
Now, where were we, you and I? Dispel magic with reach. She's going to make this one count, so she's really focusing and saying the words really carefully. And she'll let out a cloud of magic. You get the feeling that she actually is focusing the dispel on the fact that it's chaos and trying to counter it with its opposite.
Impose order.
Insert dispel.
What level
A
dispel
into
is this?
Totem
Fourth.
B.
4th? Okay, that's heightened.
Hey.
Yes! That is a very good one. So 18, it's a 33.
And 33 is absolutely going to take hold and subvert what magic there is
The
left
fist bump.
in the totem. And the totem
I was
is
worried. I
going
didn't know what level
to
that thing
go
was.
dark. As its magic fades out, Dalren, she's up. She's blasting some fire with the staff.
It's like-
You see, as she does it,
Uh-huh.
as she shoots this out and pulls the staff back, the skull is no longer a flame. It's no longer smoking. After it shoots this, it kind of peters out and it's just a charred skull atop her staff.
So he's like now. he's You have a chance to surrender now. And then the fire just goes like this and just kind of comes back. He has little embers on his hair that's been a bit messed up now. And it's like, have it your way. And
one more turn.
and he's going to sweep the geese arm to knock her back down to the floor. Ooh, okay, that's a 19 plus 18.
37?
37.
37 is going to critically hit. Or you
think she
should
takes-
critically trip, rather.
Is that bludgeoning damage on top of it?
She takes, I think, a d6 of bludgeoning damage as you knock her down. Knock her down with such force.
4.
She moves a little.
I just kind of,
Like a-
I cartwheel
yeah,
her and she
exactly,
lands
she
on her
flips.
head.
She doesn't land good.
And then bring the geese around and just smash down into her little kobold body.
Hero point.
With a hero point. Because I'd like to actually connect this. Thank you,
Please.
Justinian.
Making a point here.
He's making a point.
Making a point. It's about the message. Hey, it's a 16. So that turns into an 11 plus of that is a 27, and she's prone.
27 will connect, but she almost manages to scrabble away from now. It's just barely going to catch her flat-footed.
Alright.
She is surprisingly quick, of old grandma. Esmus learned this lesson the other day.
Yep.
20 lightning damage.
Okie dokie.
That was the camel spits on orphan move.
No, that's a stab. Pay attention.
Ah,
The
gotcha.
camel business is where you stab their foot with the end of your thing. But he's not really using his forms anymore.
No, he's raging now. It's go time.
Because orphan meat, because not just any meat will go.
Not just any meat will do.
All right, so in a shrieking frenzy, this churuka is going to scramble back up the side here and run up to Buford, hooting, hollering, and again just kind of launches himself from the corner up to bring this trident down, his eyes flaring with rage, taking 2 actions to get to you, raging and swinging on the 4th.
Did he have to
And,
spend an action to get up?
Oh, he's prone. He's not going to rage then. He's just going to swing. So he's still going to be screaming and hooting as he comes up, almost just frantic, swinging the trident at you, not raging, because he has to stand up first. He's going to stab you for a 24.
And it's just gonna like dink off of my back armor. Like it
Because
hits,
full
but it's like hitting a boulder. It just doesn't really do much.
He's mad. The other churuka here.
Did they mantle or did they just like start climbing up?
I mean, it's like a 50-foot wall, so they climbed up and mantled up. So they're like, they was exactly enough to get them up to the top, because they both had to move 20 feet to the wall. And they got the same climb speed, they have a regular speed. So, up there on the top, this one, it feels like beating up a toddler. This one nearest to you is going to fly into a rage. And getting to finally fight something his own size here. He's going to stab you with his trident for a 31.
That crits.
And you are going to take 40 points of slashing damage. 44 points of slashing damage. And he's going to open up a pretty nasty wound on you as he does. And then as he runs his trident through your robes and through you, he's going to spin it around and just bat at you with the bottom end of it to shove you against your fort save. For a natural 1. So,
All right.
Well, my DC is 23, so he.
I mean, it's
He
a
critically
natural
fails.
1. He still critically fails. Yeah.
Well,
He's
it could realistically be low enough.
as
20,
he
please.
as he goes to as he does that, he almost is not ready for you to, I guess, crumple as quickly as you do. I just catches air and ends up falling over. He's gonna knock himself prone. Dull Ren down to 0, not anymore. Kyrie JCB, they are pumping this fight, keeping everyone fueled here. And the last of the churuka is going to step up as his friend falls down, also rage, and just bring his trident like under in 2 hands and just thrust it forward for a 24.
Just a
Yeah,
regular hit.
probably not critting you actually.
If a 24 crits me right like at this point of the game,
Quit playing.
you're
You built
done.
your character wrong.
Yeah.
You're going back to character building school. He's gonna hit you for 17 points of slashing damage. So surprisingly, we're actually not going down to the 2 churuka ganging on him in the corner, but he is
I
in
am the tank.
he's in a very bad
Fear
place.
me.
Now it is your
With
turn here.
4 health.
Fortunately, the totem has been dismantled, so you did not get restunned.
I think they boxed you in against the edge.
That's fine.
One's prone. I mean, you could just clamber over him, I guess, but you are kind of bodied here.
Yes, get out of the way.
I mean, I feel like I'm going down no matter what I do here.
Not if you get out of the way.
Don't go down to persistent damage. It's not a good thing.
No.
Why did you do
Okay, I'm sorry. We speak.
both of you?
We speak because we care.
We've been scarred by Plaguestone, please. He's thinking. Quick calculations flying through his head.
Well, I have no heal spells, so there's not much I can do.
You found your medicine yourself already.
Yep. I suppose I'm just going to triple move away.
And as you immediately
Well,
try to...
I guess, can I step over a body?
Yeah, you can...
Like, can I step, like, 3 times?
yeah, you
or
could
is
like
the body
step
rough
around
terrain?
him. You could step around him and step out to a little bit toward Esphus, just taking 3 actions, step, and stagger your way out of this.
Because I was going to say, if I can't step over him, then I'm just going to cast spells because I don't have a choice.
Fireball on my feet. Esphus.
More or less. All right, so Grandma's taken care of, and I'm not worried about her anymore. Now I have 2 jerks trying to flank us.
Persistent damage. Exactly enough.
And my friend just went down.
You can see him. This is the second time it's happened. Dalren stumbled up to him and fell over, and reverse staggers out of this, and then just loses his footing and falls to the ground.
Why do you do this?
Hunt prey on the one standing.
All right.
And just a flurry of arrows just come screaming at this churuka.
It stops.
You're not bleeding anymore.
Good.
So
He ran out of blood.
hurts me right here. Anyway,
I don't like it. I'll accept it, but I don't like it.
Exactly. So hunted shot for 2 shots. First shot. I'm gonna use my last hero point. Thank you, Arcadus. For a 34.
34's gonna critically hit the standing one.
And the
He's the one who's not sickened from the fireball.
and the second shot is only an 18.
18's gonna just barely miss.
Okay.
Their AC is not high.
Yeah.
They barbarians.
Thought you turned the AC up.
As high as I could, but it's Florida in the summer.
Yeah, true. For 35 points of magical piercing damage.
Ooh,
And he's
okay.
pinned.
He is in fact stuck.
And then I will skirmish strike. I will step 1 step back and take a 3rd shot on my prey.
Put in some distance.
Yep. For a 28.
28 will catch him. He's stuck to the ground now. He's just mad.
Get good, scrub. 14 points of magical piercing damage.
Okay. And the kobold here, not doing fantastic. Prone again, getting bullied. She is going to stand up, and she is giant scale returns. As
She's running.
She's running. She is just making a break for it.
There's
it
a
seems.
spider over there.
She runs around the back.
Wait, but what we were waiting for,
I mean,
the scuttlebug was waiting.
She is
which
taking
she
up
forgot.
around, following the footsteps of so many boggers before her. Buddy, there's another one of these lads here.
It could happen.
So I don't actually like. I tell this woman is so fast.
She is faster than you, as most things are, yes.
And I feel this like thunk on my back, and I'm like, here now, man. And I'm like, I'm trying to do something here, and I'm going to step.
You can shove him into the pit from here if that's what
I
you
can.
want.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I
I
let you
didn't
do like a
know.
cone. So
Okay.
you can shove him. You have to critically succeed to get him there.
That is a hero point, obviously. Look at this.
God,
This is
look at
important.
this. It is the moment.
Down to 2.
Burning them. I love it.
momentous
Okay,
occasion.
This is the
also-
session of Turbo Battle. If
Link
even Buford is
1429
contributing.
is gonna try and get this shove to go off a little. Much better. That's a 19, which is 34.
34 does not critically succeed.
Aw.
He's pretty sturdy, but it will shove him back, and I'm assuming you want to follow. If
Then
you
I'll just try again.
shove him, continue shoving.
Look here. Look here.
What I just tell you?
What? Oh no, a natural 1. I fall over.
Oh, and you stumble trying to follow too excitedly. You're prone.
And then I'm going to tuck in my legs and put my shield in it.
Turtle.
Turtle!
Fetal defense.
Yeah.
This is part of his ancient technique that
Yes,
he uses.
yes. I'll kick out next time, so watch out.
Resume.
I got
Res-
a point.
You got a point.
He might need it.
Point.
Oh, you did
You
get
got
a
a
point.
point.
You got. I can't read that name. Plasma fields. I can't figure out how to get darker twitch
very glowy.
on my mobile, so it's very white.
Shake it.
What?
It's not even a joke. You just shake it.
Is it really?
That's
Yeah.
what mine does.
No way. That's stupid. It can't be shaking it.
Yeah, it's like a magic 8 ball.
You just want to make me shake my phone.
No, seriously.
Actually, if you put it in the microwave, I hear that works.
It didn't do anything.
I'm serious. I just shake mine and it goes from light to dark.
I tapped it.
You get a hero point.
Yeah, whatever.
Everyone needs a hero point.
I'm such an idiot. I'm such an idiot. You totally got me, bamboozled.
Yeah, stupid idiot. You baited everyone. Resume.
Do I have to drill a hole in it first and a second enhancement attack?
Imagine getting 2 people with like the RuneScape doubling money scam. That's what just happened.
My God, he's just so pleased with himself.
This is what 4 hours of combat does to a Pathfinder table.
Can we
No,
abandon
This
it?
entire session is just
the
a
worst.
battle.
The worst part is
Can we
it's not even a
abandon
joke. I
Churuka?
seriously used to shake it to turn it from light to dark. I'm not even joking.
Resume. Take your turn, please.
Resume,
The
will look,
Churuka use their move to just stab her repeatedly.
will look down at her hands and go, "It's a real shame. I'm all out of fireballs, but there's always lightning." And she'll take out her wand of widened lightning, and I'll use reach on it, and I'll hit the 2 Churuka in a line.
Well, you have to
I don't
draw
think you even
it.
need reach,
And it
actually.
has 100 first.
Oh, okay, then I'll
you
just
can
draw it and I'll do it.
blast a lightning bolt.
Are you trying to reach back to the Echo Giant?
All right, the
Yes.
right guy is sickened. So it is a 25 and a 20.
Meat passes, right?
Yeah, meat
He
passes.
passes.
Pass fail.
Okay, so the one on the left, who is stuck to the ground, the one who is
66,
laying on the
right?
ground doesn't dodge it quite as well. The one laying on the ground is sickened from this
Is it-
stupid
What
divine
level
wrath.
is it in
You
the
didn't.
wand?
You said it was 3rd.
It's 3rd, yeah.
So
It's
66.
Okay,
yeah,
that's what I thought.
it's the default level of the one.
Okay. It's gonna be 19.
Okay, so he's gonna take 10, and he's gonna take 19. Oh, being very evenly damaged here. Dalren,
Oh, no, you don't.
get back here right now.
Lure
So-
her to the spider.
I think I'm out of. I think my bracelet's expired because if I used my bracelet to retreat from my rage. So the fact that I can turn my rage
Oh, yeah,
on
you
means
would
my
not have the
bracelet's
45
on
foot
anymore.
movement speed anymore.
So I only have 35 movement speed, which I think means I can get her in 2 movements. Really,
Yes, it would take you 2.
it would take me 2. Okay, that's fine. Can I get to her left side?
Yeah, with the first one almost gets you there. So the second would circle around like that.
Okay, so am I 10 feet away from her with
Is
a
that
single
what
move?
is that what you want? No, you're just out. You're right outside of your reach.
I'm outside of my reach. Okay, that's fine. And I'm not a fighter, so I can't do cute lunge moves.
You can run up alongside her as she's retreating. You are still a good deal faster than her.
That's fine. I'll just move up right next to her, and I'm going to. Let's see. Does she look like really in a really bad shape, or is she just like she's realizes?
Pretty hurt, but she's not like
That's fine. I'll
imminent danger of death.
Good. I'll
You're always
I'll
one
get
of
her.
You are a
20
barbarian
away
though,
from
so I
success.
mean, her like everyone else's barometer for almost dead is different when you're concerned.
That is a risk I am willing to take.
Okay.
That's a 28 to hit.
28 just catches her. You got 26 just catching her down and 28 just catching her not down.
There we go. That's oh wait, no, that's a 1. That's not as good as I thought. 9, 23 lightning
Not
damage.
as good as I thought, he says.
So with that, she looks like she couldn't take another one of those blows there. The churuka, who did not quite go in the pit, as Buford is laying on the ground, he's already very enraged for being thrown in the pit, is just going to jab down with his trident with one hand. Now just wide mouth, fangs bared, wordless, raging, stabbing. So you're flat-footed, but your shield's up. And he's going to get a 30.
That'll hit, but with just that much power, it doesn't crit.
And you are going to take 16 points of slashing damage. And if you're not already... Oh, you're bleeding again. You weren't before because he missed
I
you.
was not, yeah.
So take the bleeding card.
You must use your old
I'll
one.
use my old
She
one.
never gave me back your previous bleeding card. The card collector in the distance.
I am. I collect a lot of things.
And he's going to stab at you again for a 33.
And he's got a good position on me here.
For 16 points of slashing
Another
damage.
16.
And then he is just going to wildly stab, just frantically hopping, thrusting down at you for a 14.
And 14 is
Positive
miserably
14 is not
bad.
great, yeah. The one Churuka that is prone is going to hop up, start shrieking like a madman, and then scamper on all fours right past Rur, rushing up to Espis as he lunges up underhanded, stabbing the trident up towards you with a 27.
That'll hit.
He's going to catch you for 20 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And 22, sorry. And you can join the Bleeding Club.
Yay!
20. It was 20. I'm mentally including / excluding things, and that's his 4 actions. The other one, stuck to the ground, is going to free himself. Feel like he succeeds on a nat 1. Pull the arrow out, and then reach down and just rest out a chunk of rock from the top of this and pitch it your direction.
Okay.
But you're a pretty good distance from him, so it's second range increment. It's going to be a 28, though. They're pretty good at throwing rocks.
That'll hit.
They're pretty spectacular at throwing rocks. They've proven repeatedly. It's probably just not even fighting melee.
They're the queens of getting rocked.
However, it's only going to hit you for 16 points of bludgeoning damage. It is a bit less deadly than the stabbing.
Fair
It's
enough.
still pretty strong. Rur is dying and needs to make me a death check.
Perfectly fine. That's a 2. So that puts me to dying
Puts you
2.
to dying 2.
But I'm not bleeding.
You're not bleeding. If you had been at dying 2, that would have killed you because that would be a critical
No, because
failure.
that would have been I immediately hand you
That's
this.
fair. But you're dying 2. You're not
Oh,
stable,
there's
but
that.
bleeding out on the ground. And Esvis.
I will skirmish strike. I will step and shoot at my prey.
Stop it!
Pin him to the ground. Just
That would
stop.
be great.
Stay there.
Yeah, that would be great.
The one that threw the rock is pretty severely injured. The one fighting you and the one fighting Buddy are both a bit hurt, but not nearly so badly.
Okay. All right. So the one that is my prey that's very injured.
Yeah, ignore the man running at me. Shoot
Yeah, ignore
him.
the man running at me. 21.
21 just barely whiffs.
He is raging. If that
Yeah,
would-
the raging is what I was looking at. I was like, is that exact or one off? But it's one off. We're always raging.
Okay. And then I'll just take the. I'll just do a hunted shot then for 2 shots.
Die!
Pretty much. Actually, a second that I'll hunter's aim. I'll get the plus for the +2. That sweet +2.
Okay.
All right. So
Hey, a +1 to your entire roll.
He's too pressured.
I'm too pressured. Too pressured.
Yeah.
Natural 1, so I'm done.
So then you are going to take 4 points of bleeding damage. And as you do, the Churuka in front of you that just jabbed you as you step back makes no attempts to really press the attack or anything. It pauses for a moment to lick the fresh blood from his blade, healing him a little and seeming to enrage him even further.
And now, do I roll at the beginning or the end? of the turn?
Yeah, then you roll at the end of your turn to see if it stops.
Natural 20. I'm no longer
You're
bleeding.
no longer bleeding. It's all the blood he's going to get, probably.
Is that the 3rd or 4th 20 off the blue dice today?
3rd.
Grandma is seeing the Dalren's running up to keep step here.
Oh no, he's zooming in.
And she is going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, just keep scampering away as she can. Stumbling a bit now and reaching down throughout for some various things across her belts and bandoliers, grabbing a clay cask and jamming what appears to be an entire vial and just smashing into it and grabbing another one and pouring it in before taking it, holding it up over her head in both hands, and pitching it towards the dinosaur cage, where the explosion blasts the bars away from the corner of the cage.
I hate her.
And with an enraged roar, the dinosaur trundles forth onto the battlefield.
Trundle is my favorite word.
Trundle is a very good word. I like trundle.
Yeah, he's not coming out particularly fast. He's just very mad about it. And there, I think, is a solid place to leave our adventures for the day.
Oh, that dinosaur just goes and grabs her and bites her.
It does what the spider was gonna do, just
With
leaves.
That's such a scuttlebug move. Like
What has been a truly glorious, sprawling battle here. And now, be joined by a very, very large dinosaur.
Huge, one might say.
and
You could call him huge.
And me with my 2 level 1 spells left.
I mean, we don't have to fight the dinosaur.
I'm not fighting a
Yeah.
dinosaur.
That house looks very cozy.
Yeah, it's not like that dinosaur has like a little Cinderclaw badge on him or something. There's a mining pit right there. I could just dip into that mining pit.
If you want to get real fancy, what you do is you trip the dinosaur
Nope.
into the mine.
Yeah, you have Titanic Wrestler, don't
Let's
you?
just leave the dinosaur
Titanic
alone.
wrestler.
It's just a
I
dinosaur.
feel like being closer than where I currently am to the dinosaur is too close.
Let's leave him and his little walnut brain alone.
We got like what almost feels like a 2-parter episode here. Is the assault on the Churuka mine. This frontal assault is such a pitched battle. It takes 2 sessions to resolve all of this glorious combat. The waves of Cinderclaw workers and defenders scrambling together to bring forth what they can muster, but they're not prepared for this, and they're not great at it, which is shown by a very, very staggered and
Can you
largely
imagine what the
ineffective
people
defense.
who are laying on those mattresses have just watched? They're like, I'm just.
Yeah. If it is one combat cable, there's no universe. They're gonna now they're like, no. Well, now I am not doing it.
You know what? Retirement's starting to look really good. I don't like
They
this
saw the door
cult.
behind them flow open, and they're like, oh, great, ready for.
That party has principles. We're just gonna lay here and look deadish.
It's like, wait, they didn't kill me when they got up to me? Oh, this is new. This is good. This is good.
I like. You know what? I like this. We're gonna stay here.
Matt is a safe
Stay with
place. Maybe
this.
they don't see me when I'm on the map.
Matt is
Stay
always
here.
a safe place.
I am. Matt is a safe
So, oh boy, this is the first real like massive scale combat. We've had to bring a straight up war front to the Cinderclaw's mine, but really, I mean, there's not a much better way this could have been approached. That's just a huge open area, and we have a massive amount of Cinderclaws we have to deal with. But look how far we've come. From like 3 boggards showing up and almost TPKing us because we were slightly not prepared for it, to fighting, like breaking wave upon wave of Cinderclaw cultists with spell and sword. Everyone, thank you all for being here. Thank you for joining us. Next week, what almost feels like a mini finale here. This isn't even the end of the book, but the final battle of the mining pit. This kobold woman, whether we're able to take her willingly or unwillingly, or even alive at this point, and what all else we might find here as we resolve this enormous scuffle. Hopefully we'll see you there. Same place, same time, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. If you're hankering for some more Pathfinder a little earlier than that, I have another show actually on Mondays that runs 2 hours after this one. So it would have started 2 hours ago at 4 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific over at twitch.tv/squiddish. Also, I'll just go ahead and post this in the chat. You can just kind of click on my name there. It's that channel. We're running Extinction Curse, and it's a almost kind of concurrent campaign. They're also early in book 2, level 1 level behind this party now. They've done honestly an impressive job of catching up. I guess floundering around in the jungle for like 4 weeks will do that to you.
Well, also that party is literally a circus.
It is literally a circus.
Yeah, I know.
And yeah. Nobody died yet.
Yet.
We had some
Everything's
really good
looking
fine. fine.
Like
Everything's gonna be fine.
It's all gonna come together swimmingly in the end.
I'm sure Narset is a really nice person, and we're gonna sit down and we're gonna have tea with her, and it's gonna be great. Like we're gonna get to be really good girlfriends,
Good
and we're
night,
gonna braid each other's
everybody.
hair.